I can't even see. Hey, Gab. Can't even see how many people may or may not be watching. I know Angry Man is still live, but we got to continue the conversation from earlier. Hey. So we going to have femininity on display tonight, but it's after dark though. Hey, information man, how you doing? I'm gonna wait for the other ladies to join me. I usually have my music playing. I don't even got my phone in here. You know that's a shame. Tony, I sent you the link, baby. Hopefully you got it. Hey, Raina.
Kendra, I know for sure we gonna get us a man soon. 'Cause we can't be up all till no 4, 5 o'clock in the morning all the time. Peace, sis. Peace.
Or if we are up at 4 o'clock in the morning, if the damn show ain't gonna be on YouTube. Yeah, no time for YouTube, honey.
Oh no, ma'am.
Hey, what y'all up to? Nothing.
Hey,
Hey, pretty girl.
hey, Kendra. I'm so glad you're doing this. This is like more my
No,
speed.
girl, we got to have this talk because this hangout been a long time coming. Because every time we get into a real good discussion, Zodiac come up and how we
Yes.
feel about these menses come up. So
Oh, these menses. Oh, girl, I know about these menses. And I don't
what
know.
you got? Yeah, we scaring Gal already.
Yeah, I'm going to say, like, Gab, if you can't handle this, log off now.
You better soak up this game, Gab. I know you married, but game work for married men. Talking about
It sure does.
you got to spend that game on her. She still want that game.
Well, he can let us know the areas he may need some, some
Some help.
suggestions on.
Hmm.
Gab gonna tell his wife to, to smell his armpit or something. Baby, you can smell my armpit at night.
Here, come smell this sauce. Give me the sauce.
Because the ladies on YouTube told me that when y'all feminine, y'all be some little weirdos. So I'm gonna let you be
Yeah.
weird.
Well, I mean, and
Encourage the
I
weirdness.
said weirdo. I probably shouldn't have said weirdo because that does sound weird.
Nah, we creepy, but it's good creep. It's not
Yes.
bad creep.
So
These the kind of
basically,
problems.
so basically, right now they're actually witnessing six people. You get
Yes, yes,
six
yes.
tonight, guys.
You're getting double feature. You may not know
Right.
it, but this is a double feature right here. Because each one of us are Geminis.
Right.
And so that twin stuff, there are two in each of us.
Unfortunately, but I don't think that's so much of a bad thing because they never know what they're gonna get from day to day. That's exciting.
That's actually exciting. And you know what? Our twins is good people. I mean, we good to have around. You got the one twin that's with the shit. She gonna fight somebody for you. And then the other one wants to dinner. It's like having two women.
I hate when that other twin comes out because literally when I get mad, I black out. Like that's not good. But it's usually when I'm defending someone I love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, room in there. We lit already. So okay, wait a minute. Earlier you said you a Taurus woman because my husband was a Taurus.
Well,
Y'all smell.
Raining, you're not a Taurus, are you? Or you're a Gemini,
No,
right?
she's a Gemini.
Gemini.
Okay, who else is on the panel?
Her twin. No, I had invited I had invited Crystal, but I guess I don't know. She may not be ready or whatever. I don't know if she's coming.
Okay.
Angela, you a Scorpio. Y'all real sexual. Now, Geminis and Scorpios get along as friends. I don't know that a Gemini and a Scorpio, like man and woman, would get along as a couple, though.
Yeah. My
That's
first my
interesting.
first real relationship was 8 years with a Scorpio man.
Mm,
It was definitely fire and ice, pretty much.
it
Like
is.
all the time, the whole time it was fire and ice. So we were real passionate about certain things, and then it would get to the point where we were just so cool that it didn't seem like our relationship existed.
Mm. See, my mother and father, Gemini and Scorpio. She was Gemini. He's a Scorpio. But my mom wasn't cool though.
Mm-hmm.
She had her twin stuff was way off the rocker because she actually was diagnosed with bipolar.
Yikes.
So it was way peaks and valleys for her.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes,
my
so her
father,
twins were extremes.
very, very. And my father could not take it. He was like, no, 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 no. Not the kid. What are you doing? Who am I even talking to right now? And she would go off on the deep end on all kind of other stuff, and he would be like,
Mm-hmm.
and my father was, a hustler and a young man, and back in the day, and a street nigga, and he
Yeah.
would go upside her head for that shit,
Mm-hmm.
and you would be like, no, ma'am. Not to me, you won't talk like that, because she would be, ooh, her mouth, ooh. Y'all think fish grease is bad. Fish grease ain't got nothing on mama fish grease. Mama fish grease is on another level. But I
Wow.
did get that smart ass mouth from her. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I get a lot of my humor from my mom, and here's the kicker. My mom's a Gemini as well. She's June
Wow.
9th.
Mm.
So me
I'm
and
a
her,
Gemini.
we clash a lot.
We do. I'm a Gemini. Mama's a Gemini, and my older brother is a Gemini.
Oh my gosh.
My sister is a Capricorn, and my baby brother was an Aquarius.
My baby sister's a Capricorn and my brother is a Sagittarius.
Ah, okay. Now, see, I don't think that I've met a whole lot of Sagittariuses. I
My
really don't.
my whole atmosphere, I'd say within the last 5 to 10 years, has been Sagittarian men. My daughter's father is a Sagittarius. My best friend's brother is a Sagittarius. The last relationship I had for 3 years, he was a Sagittarius. Yeah, so Sagittarius, they're in my zone all the time.
Mm. Yeah, I
All
don't know if I met one or not, because I'm not in real. I don't be like, "What's your sign? What's your sign?"
Yeah, I
But
know.
I
People
don't
think
know.
I'm crazy when I do that. What's your sign? What does that mean? All that stuff. So, but
But
we
yeah,
do
some
as
people are
Geminis.
real.
Yeah, as Geminis, we get a bad rap.
Yeah, we get a rap for being phony, but that's not true.
No.
That's not true at all. We're not phony. We just are chameleons. That's all. We
You
can
know
And
be
what?
and
anybody.
honest.
Yeah.
People don't understand, like they call us bipolar or whatever because they can hear us literally like flip all the way out on somebody, and then in the next minute it's like we never flipped out. But what they don't understand is that's because we flipped out on the person that was supposed to get flipped out on. The other person they had nothing to do with that.
hmm
Right.
You got the who got the YouTube feed going?
I just
Because
turned
I
it down.
heard it.
That was me.
Oh, okay. But yeah, they don't really understand how our minds work.
Yeah. I always try to definitely keep everything under wraps when it comes to me because I'm completely aware of, how I do have two sides. So I'm always aware of my energy, what I'm bringing, how is it looking to other people. I'm definitely aware of it.
Yeah, we real self-aware. I know my nature, and I try to keep it as even as possible so
Hmm.
that I'm not confusing people. Like, because they easy to get the concept that, okay, you being phony. One minute you like this and the next minute you like that. What's going on with you? And it's like, really, it depends on the environment. If you put me in a different environment, I'm going to act differently and I'm going to adapt to that. But none of it is false. It's not untrue.
Right.
It's just that I'm able to kind of easily weave in and out of almost any situation seamlessly. So if you put me in a certain environment, you might see a different side, but that doesn't mean that I'm being phony with you. The side that I'm showing you is just as real as the side that I'm showing over here. It just depends on where you find me. So a lot of times people don't understand it. Okay, Wolf, you got a side question. I've noticed that women are rarely into the signs more than men. You know, I thought that the women were into signs more than men.
I'm into them. I just don't like to mention it too much because some people are not into it, and then you're looking like you're crazy out here. But I know that a lot of the particular signs, they are dead on, spot on with certain
Mm-hmm.
characteristics. So sometimes that's why I'll ask, because I want to know, and especially if it's a man, I want to know if I'm compatible with you. Like,
Exactly.
you're in my face. I want to know, could this work? My mind's already going there because certain signs have particular characteristics that I get along with.
Exactly. And some signs is like, we not gonna get along, baby. So I know you might like what you see and what you hear, but this gonna be a waste of time for you and me. So we just gonna leave it in the water. Hey, Curlin, how you doing, sweetie?
Hi, Curlin. What's your sign, Curlin?
Yeah, what's your sign, Curlin? We gonna examine you. You don't know what your sign is, Micah? When were you born? When were you born? But a little thing that I kind of look into, I looked into the Chinese zodiac as well and realized I was a horse.
Mm, I don't know how to do that. Curlin's a Leo.
Let me see. What
Uh,
was I? I looked at it before too, but I don't remember what I was in the
Let me
it
Chinese.
stamp
really
real
more
quick.
so depends on the year that you were born.
Right.
So I was born the year of the horse. It was actually pretty accurate, to be honest with you.
You know what? I'm gonna look right now.
Now see, I'm looking up uh compatibility. Okay, so a Gemini and a Leo. Let's see. Let's see. I want to share my screen. For whatever reason, I like doing screen share. Don't even ask me why. Okay. Okay. So it says everything that Leo would like to show, Gemini would gladly examine. They are a good fit when it comes to sex. For Gemini gives their relationship ideas and excitement, and Leo brings energy, creativity, and love. The sex life can be stimulated by their intellect and communication because they both rely on their conscious self and their minds. If Leo feels right in intimate relations with the Gemini, as a fixed sign, they will give them stability and a chance to last for a long time. Gemini is childish when it comes to sex and rarely connects deep emotion with sexuality. I actually disagree with that.
Me
Me
too.
too.
We are deeply emotional when it comes to
Absolutely.
Leo could be the right partner to teach them how to make real intimate connections if they're not preoccupied. They will both want to experiment, that's true, have sexual encounters outdoors, no comment, and will enjoy being naked, also no comment. This is a perfect relationship for both partners to overcome shame and any sort of fear regarding intimacy and sexuality.
So, Kendra, you want me to answer all the no comment questions? If you want a no comment, I'll take your comment. No, I'm playing.
Okay. Hey, you are free to answer the no comment parts
Okay.
because the no comment is a comment.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I don't think I've ever dated a Leo, so To me,
Uh,
that just seemed a little off, you know. So
April 7th. Is he a Taurus? Micah says he's born April 7th.
April
Oh, he's an
7th.
Aries.
mm-hmm.
Is that Aries or Taurus?
That's got to be an Aries. It's not
I
Taurus
yeah,
because
it's an
Taurus is
Aries.
before, so it must be an Aries.
Mm-hmm.
The Ram.
Ernest Kwame can't stand Geminis.
You can't. What are you, Ernest?
He's a Scorpio. He don't know he love us. That's the whole thing.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Abe is an Aquarius. Aquarius men are really sweet and caring. I dated an Aquarius before.
Aquariuses are interesting for us because we definitely get along with them,
Mm-hmm.
and we're
Much
highly
easier than the
sexually
other
attracted to
signs.
them.
We
How
get
what you
along with
say?
Aquarius. We get along with Aquarius is much easier than the other signs.
Right.
It's like a
Yeah,
natural fit.
yeah, we are. But sometimes I think we probably make better friends than we do lovers.
Mm-hmm.
Like the lover part is cool. It's like kind of awesome, but then the friend part is almost a little bit better. I think that might depend on each individual though.
Right.
Right. But we become friends so easily because of our natural wit. They just spark and play off each other. And because of the wit and the intellect playing off each other, we build so easily, which makes us attract to each other even more. So, and then, but we want the friendship too. So it's like we don't want to risk the friendship a lot of times, even though we can be so compatible as lovers and in relationships.
Hmm.
We just don't want it to end.
Yeah,
So
I
so
agree.
I see like Carlin is saying that the twin, you know, like as far as dating Geminis, he just never knows which one is gonna show up. And honestly, in my personal life, I feel like I've been pretty consistent, you know,
Mm.
pretty consistent with just one um, way of being, and that's usually emotional. So, you know, and I could be so high strung emotionally, and I think sometimes that scares men off because they don't know how to handle that. You know, when really all they could do is say, you know what, all they have to say is, you know, it's going to be okay. Give me a hug, give me a kiss, make me feel like I'm
Right.
safe. That's it, you know.
Hmm.
But that's really the side of me as far as being a Gemini that's very consistent, is that I'm emotionally in tune with everything.
Mhm.
That's where I'm
Hmm.
hypersensitive in my whole life. So, and then, you know, it's emotional first and process later, which is, you know, something I'm working on.
Mm.
For
Yeah,
me,
I mean, but
a
that's
lot
sort
of
of the
people have a
natural
hard
process
time
of
with the
women.
playful twin. Like cause I'm like really serious, a lot. 'Cause I deal with serious things, business and money stuff like that. But when the playful twin shows up, like she's like so hardcore, like a little, she do like the stupidest, annoying stuff. And I'll be entertained before anyone else. I'll be entertained at the very thought of what I'm about to do or say.
Yeah, I have a very I have a silly bone in me too, you know. So I'll be doing like the one-liners and like earlier when I said that means slam me on the bed, you know, stuff like that, cuz I like to make people laugh. I like to laugh myself. So
Hmm.
there is that silly part of me that just wants to keep everything light, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Because we gotta keep stuff light. We're gonna bring levity to a situation. That's one thing that people like about me. And then it's also kind of weird because it'll be a serious situation going on. And then and then I'll say like a zinger and it won't fit, but it'll be so perfect. So it's
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
you know what? I didn't want to laugh, But why did you say that? See,
Right. Like
it's
I can
weird.
literally see somebody almost bust their head open or fall or something, and it'll be so inopportunistic, but I will laugh.
Right.
Like and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? But shoot, that was funny."
Right. Right. Oh God, don't let anything about it be out because you'll probably be like, oh my God, you should have seen how your neck, like, it was the look on your face. Oh wait, I didn't, oh, it was classic. And they'll be like, are you serious?
Hey y'all, Gab talk wanna leave, but he keep peeking behind the
Right.
curtain, y'all.
I mean,
Oh baby,
we ain't even really got into
we
nothing
ain't even
yet,
get
Gab.
I
into the
know,
meat of
right?
it. We ain't
This is,
got into the meat of it yet,
yeah, this is
Gab.
the light stuff. This is the light stuff, Gab.
Yeah, this is lightweight. Okay, what's your sign, Gab? That's what I need to know. He probably ain't gonna tell us like you ain't gonna ruin me and my marriage with y'all and have my wife
Look,
listening to this shit.
come
And
on,
then I'm
Gab.
telling you my
Guess.
sign and all that bullshit.
Right? I'll
Gab
be
is
the,
probably, let's see if we can guess his sign. He probably
He's so laid
I
back.
would say a Libra. I
he
would
could
guess
be a
Gab is a
Virgo.
Libra.
You think of Virgo or Libra? I don't know.
Ooh,
He said,
Virgo.
"Ooh, you got it. It's a Virgo." Okay, so now we gonna check Virgo.
I said Virgo. He
We
really
gonna
gonna be
ruin this
peeking
poor
now. He
man.
gonna be like, "Oh shoot! Don't be
Okay.
scared. Don't be scared."
Don't be scared. Do
Yeah,
not be
stick around.
scared.
Yeah,
Okay.
stick around, Gab.
Okay. So it seems like the Gemini and the Virgo are not necessarily compatible as far as intimacy is concerned. Okay, it says Gemini and Virgos are both ruled by Mercury, which is not a very sexual planet at first glance. However, this affects them in different ways. For Gemini is a masculine sign, which is already always ready to explore, and Virgo is a feminine sign, which is shy and sensitive. Their sexual relationship is hardly promising, but they both have the need to communicate. If they find a language they both understand, they might agree on the way their sexual life is to progress. However, there's a big chance that endless discussions will not lead to a mutual understanding, which leaves them distant and not interested to share any sexual experience. If
Hmm.
they fall
Oh,
in love, does that sound ring true? Because I don't know any Virgo men.
in
So I
that case, it sounds like the Gemini will probably have to be the aggressor.
probably, and
Like
I'm not an
I'm gonna
aggressor in most
get
cases.
this.
Yeah, in sexual cases, I am not an aggressor at all. Not at all. Let's
Um,
see.
I can't say that's true for me.
Now,
I'm not shy in that department. Like I'm very um in how do you say the word? Uninhibited.
oh, there's shyness isn't my issue.
Well, but you just
Oh,
won't
it's not
initiate
shyness.
anything.
It's not shyness. I'm just a sub. That's all.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Well,
It's certainly not shy, and it's certainly not restrictive either.
hmm,
It's just that I'm not going to be in a position of being the assertive one or the aggressive one, but that's perfectly fine by me.
yeah, well,
I'm both.
I can be both. Now, that's the true twin side of me when it comes to the intimacy issues. I could be both, and I'm comfortable with, you know, being assertive and submissive. So it works for me. And seeing that goes all the way into this, femininity piece. Like I'm very versatile when it comes like that, and I'm comfortable.
Yeah, I can be both too. I will be both. Not can. I
Yeah.
will be both.
I mean, and it's only in the bedroom sense of being assertive. I'm not like,
Right.
I'm not overbearing outside the bedroom, or, I'm very much into my femininity and want to be led and everything like that outside the bedroom. But when we're in the bedroom, Yeah. Dudes really can't be shy with me either because I'm like, come on, because
Like, boy, you better quit
I'm
playing.
still looking for the leader in the bedroom as well. I'll
Right.
switch up if I have to.
Yeah, I just want him to know that I'm as into it and into him as what he is. So, so I'll do something to let him know you don't have to be the one to always make it
Right.
happen.
Right.
And then I might submit after I'm a serve, I might get in my submission
Mm-hmm.
position.
Now, see, with me, it's almost a little weird because I'll come on to you. I don't wait for him to always make that step to me. I'll come on
Mhm.
to you anytime. Like
Mhm.
almost at any time, even if it's inconvenient. It's like, what are you doing? And I'll be like rubbing myself up against him like a cat. Like
And
and
say it's the cat and mouse thing.
Mhm.
he'll be like, what the hell are you doing with your ass? I'm rubbing it against you. What do you mean? Duh.
Right. So, but with me, it's more like the puppy dog thing because I'll sniff you.
Now I will get a good sniff. I will get a good sniff. And see, with me, I'll make the first. I'll make the step to initiate the sexual encounter. Like I don't have any problem with that. But once the encounter starts, I'm a complete sub, and I mean that in the BDSM way. I'm a sub. I do not dom. I don't want to. I never
Yeah,
want to.
Yeah, I don't
I
either. I don't
always
feel
want to
comfortable with
be
that. I
submitted.
don't feel
Yeah,
comfortable with that at all.
I
I'm
totally
That
not
part.
agree.
completely comfortable with it.
Right.
It's a fine line. And then if a guy actually wants me to be like really dominant, I'm looking at him like, he gets the side eye.
Because why you want
Like, what's going on with you?
Right. I'm like, like, oh, hold up. This ain't feeling right. Where you been?
to, like next thing you know, you'll want me to use a instrument, and I'm not doing that. So I want to know why you want to be subbed so bad. We not doing that with
You know
you.
what? I can't say that hadn't been an experience of mine. Like, I can't be this old and not have gone through experiences. But yeah,
I don't want that experience.
no,
If a
I
man
don't
asks me
either.
for
Like
that,
there's been a couple of times and
we
I'm
gotta
just like,
stop.
I'm not feeling this. Like why? And I hate, because does that mean that I'm closed down to certain parts of sexuality because um I don't want to have that feeling like I'm looking at him different because he wanted me to try something new, you know? I don't want to have that feeling because I feel like everybody is you're allowed to express how you feel or you're allowed to have certain feelings without being judged. But then
Mhm.
when it comes to a man and woman and then a man requests certain things of you that I would normally deem feminine, that kind of
Yeah.
messes with me a little bit,
Mhm.
you know?
See, that's the part. That's the part that I don't. If he suggests actually wanting something that runs counter to masculinity,
Right.
I want to know why. Why do you what are you getting out of this actually? Before I do anything, why do you want it? And see,
Yeah.
now I have to give you a side eye because you like feminine shit. So it's
Yeah.
like in a setting where everything primal and natural is there. Like sex is a very primal, we're really in our animal element there. And that's what you went to? I don't know.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, because really the only place that I want a man to have to handle me is in the bedroom. And then when I get there and the roles are being reversed, then I'm confused.
Side eye, total side
You know what I'm
eye.
saying? It's so much of a turn off. Um, it worries the hell out of me actually. Like, so those kinds of things. I've actually met some men and things didn't work out because they would show me this side that was too feminine and I'd
Mhm.
be like, I'm out.
Yeah. You can't you can be and see what I want to make clear to everyone is we're talking about real femininity, not a man being emotionally available or sometimes vulnerable. That we don't view as being feminine, because I want a man that's my man to be able to open up emotionally with me because he feels safe to do that with
Mm-hmm.
me. But so we don't view that as feminine. We just view that as, oh, because our nurturing traits come out and we just want to help. We just want to nurture and take care of you. But when you start,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be vulgar on my own stream because I could say something real crazy right now. But if you want certain shit done and certain roles to be reversed at certain little interesting times, I'm not with that. I'm not with that shit. We
Yeah.
deuces.
Yeah. I will be turned all the way off. It'd be dry like a powder house up in this mother.
Like a sand dune.
Yes, like a desert, yes. Yes. That's
Yes,
that's
yes,
always
yes.
very, a fine line. So, because
Mm,
I am trying to stay in my femininity as much as I can because I want that masculine energy. Honestly, I feel like the masculine energy saves me from myself on more than any occasion in my life. You know what I mean? So, I do want to always create a safe place for a man to um, tell me about his feelings and be emotional because I think that it's lacking with black men so much. That's why I feel like we have these, misunderstandings in our relationships is because a lot of times the man, he doesn't feel safe opening us up to us because
right.
what are we going to do? We can have conversations in the beginning of the relationship and set some things out on the table to get understandings.
Mhm.
But once you get into the relationship and you have disagreements or whatever, you know how we are, some black women, I won't say all, when a man tells us certain things, we have the tendency to just kind of act ignorant with them sometimes. You
Mm,
know, we get to neck rolling and why you say that and why you do that? How come it's got to be like that? No, that's not a space that I want to create for any man in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be safe for him to open up to me. And that's the thing with black women. We have to understand we have to create these safe spaces for our black men to be able to communicate with us.
right. Communicate, be able to put his guard down without fear
Yeah.
that this is going to be used against him somehow. We're going to hurt him with it somehow. Somehow we're going to betray that trust, with him. And then it's like I can't ever trust it again because at the time that I thought I could be vulnerable, this was used against me. And I don't ever want to do that again. Ward McCants say I refuse to open up to any women not intelligent at all.
That's what I
That
Right.
just saw that. It's unfortunate for him.
it is
Something happened.
unfortunate.
Something happened. And they hate when we say that. They hate when we say, who hurt you?
Yeah,
And really, someone hurt them. And they don't want to be honest about that part.
yeah. Some
Right.
woman somewhere
His
did him
mama,
dirty.
his mama first and foremost. That's what I say. When men
Yeah,
are like that, I feel like they've seen something in their mother that they don't like. It starts there.
And
yeah.
one thing for sure is that when a woman that is truly in her divine femininity, she's not going to desire to hurt you, even if y'all break up. She's not going to desire to air out things that was shared between you all in moments of vulnerability or weaknesses or anything like that. Like, because even in the breakup, like, she will still, her femininity still allows her to love you enough to protect that part of you, no matter what happened
Mhm.
between you.
Absolutely.
Right. That's
I've
the
had
one thing.
situations like that
Yeah.
where I wouldn't, I, some people, men have hurt me and I would have things that I knew about them that I knew that I could just put out there or whatever, but I've never been that person to do it. I've never been that chick that's going to rip up your clothes, throw bleach on your stuff. None of that. I just gracefully and quietly bow out. Like
Yeah,
I go dark. I mean, I could
yeah.
be the one that's hurting so
Secret
bad,
sauce,
but I
secret
still will
sauce,
not
secret sauce.
say anything. Oh, she's right.
Secret sauce, secret sauce, secret
but it's true. Like the loyalty, a woman who's actually in her femininity, we have a code of honor. A lot of times women are accused of not knowing what honor is, but we know what that is. When we are really in our femininity and we know what our womanhood is and what it does, how it can heal and how it can hurt if we use it the wrong way, we have a sense of honor for that and we understand it. And so, therefore, the loyalty will last even if the relationship did not. Because there have been situations where, of course, my husband's going to tell me stuff. And then we have this really bad, falling out argument, and I'm pissed as hell. I'm not going to get on the phone and tell his shit to nobody. I'm not gonna
right.
put him out there or make him, like just put his business in the street. Like here it is. Because for one thing, I'm not gonna be mad always. I'm gonna want to talk to this nigga again. So it's best not to burn this bridge right here and do things to undermine the relationship. Doing things like that is almost like putting detonators on the foundation of your relationship. At some point, somebody's going to hit the detonation button, and that relationship is going to be over because you set it up that way. You set up all these things that are going to damage it. You
Right.
know, times where you weren't loyal, times where you betrayed his trust, times where you know what I'm saying, did these things, and he's not going to forget them. Even if you continue the relationship, he's not going to forget them. He's not going to forget that time you got mad, you called your mama and told all his business to your family. Like he's not going to forget that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so he'll learn not to trust you with any of his information. And that actually will eventually erode your relationship. It will. It just will.
Right. And what a man needs to understand too is that if he's had those experiences with a woman, that she truly was not in her feminine walk. She hadn't evolved into that space yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because a feminine woman, all we want to do is honor our man. That's
Mm-hmm.
like the top of my priority is to have a man that I can honor and respect.
To
Yeah,
the utmost. Yes, indeed.
definitely. Like it gives me pleasure to see him happy. Like that's like my biggest thing. Like if I'm your woman, I'm gonna go all out to make sure that I'm creating environments where you feel loved, appreciated, wanted, protected. You feel all of that all the time. I never want to create situations where he's leery about it or he has questions about whether or not he's in a safe space with me. Like I always want to create that safety net and that foundation. Like you can always come here and put your guard down all the time. Not even when we're mad at each other, you can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Our anger with each other doesn't affect any of this because I still want to see you happy. I still want, that feeling when they just look at you and smile.
Right.
It's like, oh my God,
Right. So,
smooch.
so Kendra, in your opinion, do you think that part of what you were just talking about, do you think that that's ever too much to do? Because I feel like I do it all the time. That's who I am. And sometimes I feel like men don't recognize it, or they recognize it in a different way. They may look at it as like I'm smothering them, you know?
Hmm. You know, I wish I had a remedy for that, but I'm in the same boat. I don't know how to turn it off. I
Yeah.
don't know how to not nurture. I don't know how to not love you. I don't know how to not give all. You know what I'm saying? Because with me, it's all or nothing. If I'm gonna love you, you're gonna get all of it. If
Right.
I'm not gonna love you, you get none of it. I can't do the in between where I kind of love you, I kind of nurture you, but I hold back here and I hold back there. And logic would, I guess, dictate, well, don't give everything to a man that you aren't married to or what have you, and yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, I don't know how to turn that off. This is femininity. It
Right.
just
And
is
then I
what
think
it is.
I'm missing an experience if I turn it off. I will
Yeah.
miss the experience. I will miss the whole fullness of what's going on. And I want to be present at every moment.
Hmm.
Right. Exactly. And it feels inauthentic. If we
Right.
try to shut it off or reserve it, like play the game of, oh, I'm not going to do this for 2 weeks or 3 days or whatever. When it comes to our femininity, it feels so inauthentic. That's what feels, I mean, it just feels so fake to us, and
Right.
we'll be uncomfortable in that fakeness, and we can't keep it on. Like, it'll bother, even if no one picks up on it, it'll bother us long after the event.
Right.
Hmm.
Do you see what Curlin's saying? He said, sad to say, but that safe space you describe is typically a rare occurrence. I hate that for you men. I hate
I
that.
do.
You
And
know?
that just sort of speaks to what I was talking about earlier, where Black men and men, you guys can chime in and let me know if I'm on the right track or not. That, they don't expect the femininity from us, they expect it from other ethnicities of women. So
Carlin
they don't
said that.
feel they don't feel leery of other women's femininity because they expect them to be feminine. But a Black woman enters his space and she's carrying that same feminine energy. He's like, what is your angle? What do you want? And he's trying
Hmm.
to figure it out. So, for the men in the chat, am I lying, or is that kind of what's going on?
How about this, Carlin? How about you take a look at yourself, step back, and be like, what could she want from me? If you have everything that you need, and you don't need anything from anybody else, that's the thing. Like, you have to step back and see what could she possibly want from you. Make sure she has everything that she needs on her own. And
Hmm.
like, how can we trap somebody? Like, for me, for instance, I don't have any reason to trap anybody. For what?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what these women are trying to trap dudes with. I'm trying to trap you to fall in love with me. I mean,
Right. And
is
then
that
and
it?
That's
then
the
and then
I
trap.
and
mean,
then what?
That's
Yeah,
the
and then
trap,
because
then what?
hell
right?
yeah, I want you to fall in love with me because that's what I want.
That's
You know
the
what I'm
trap.
saying?
Tony, you hit it right on the head. The trap, I'm going to tell you what the catch is, you guys. Are you ready for the catch? The catch to what we're doing is we are trying to be feminine, beautiful women so that you will actually love us.
Right.
That is what we want. We want your time. We want your attention. We want the forehead kiss. We want the chin lift. And we want
The
the
slam on the
grab
bed
around the
occasionally.
waist. And we want the slam on the bed so we can giggle. That's
Exactly.
what we want. That's
Like,
what we
yeah,
want.
because I don't need anything. Like, I take care of myself. I
Mm,
don't need anything from a man, like, other than what you just stated, Kendra. I
mm,
don't need anything. So men have to look and search for these women who don't need anything. Like, what are they talking about? Material stuff? Their money? What? I mean, I can come with something to invest in. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm.
that's what they have to step back and look at too. You know?
And I try to make stuff easy, and the way that I do things can come off one of two ways. Because a man can kind of look at that and be like, why doesn't she want? Because I never make a requirement of money. Like
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning of relationships, I don't want you buying me stuff. You don't have to spend this extravagant amount of money taking me places. I don't make that a requirement. We can spend time because I actually want your time. So we can
Right.
spend time together doing something that either costs very little or free. Because you can
Right.
take me to Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago, which is completely free,
Yeah.
and I will bring picnic food that you didn't have to pay for, and we'll sit there and eat that shit, and I will be happy as hell.
Me too. I have my
Right.
requirements are so small. Like I always say, like, if I were to get married and the prenup came around, I would just be like, hold up. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I probably do need a monthly Starbucks budget. But I do my own hair at home. I may go to the salon once or twice a year, and I get manicures and pedicures because I want to have nice feet and I want to have nice hands for my man. So that's really the only requirements that I have. That's it.
Yeah,
Yep. Very simple. Very
I'm
simple.
very.
Real feminine women, especially mature women,
Right.
they don't need all that extra stuff because all that extra stuff is really just fluff. So if you do it, do something occasionally, and it's just a token because you want to do it, that's one thing. But for it to be a requirement, like I'm not gonna like you anymore. Personally, I'm not gonna like you anymore just because you buy me shoes or whatever. Like I have so much stuff from an ex, and it's just stuff. It's
Mhm.
it's just stuff.
Right.
Yeah. With women who are feminine, and like Rainy Woman was just saying, when we have a level of maturity, I'm not impressed with how much money you can spend at all. I'll give an example. I was driving Uber one day. This was a few days ago.
Mhm.
And when I drive, I look nice. Okay, I dress nicely. Had a man, and he was a whole street dude. Everything about him was street. Everything about this dude was in the streets. Okay. So I felt the vibe because my car was full of people. And so he sat in the front with me. So as soon as he got in, I felt the vibe like, okay, this dude likes me. So he pulls out a whole knot. And I'm talking about this dude had a couple racks on him. Okay.
Mhm.
So he pulled out his knot and he like counted racks. His racks. He ain't got nothing but $100 bills that he
Racks
peeling
on
out.
racks
Right,
on racks.
right. He had drip for sale. So he put it back in his pocket, and he wanted me to see it. He wanted me to see him do that. And so after riding around, dropping a couple people off, he finally starts talking. And for all his streetness, I know he's a street nigga. I know a street nigga when I see one. He starts talking to me real respectfully.
Hmm.
He's like, you're so beautiful. I just want to get to know you. Can I get your number? And he's not talking to me like a thought. He's talking to me like a woman. Okay. Like he wanted a woman. So I kind of talked a little bit, got to understand that he was my age. And, but he had baby mamas and it was all kind of drama and all of that kind of stuff. And he was like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're 40? I said, yeah. He said, you don't look it at all. I said, thank you. He said, you look better than my baby mom's and she's 26. I said, oh, okay. And he was like, yeah. He was like, and you just so, and he searched for the word for a little bit and he finally found it. He said, you so feminine. Now, I'm
Mm.
not doing nothing to this man. I'm just driving my car like I always do. And he's like, he was like, it's just all over the place. It's all over the place. Can I please have your number? Can we talk? He was just like, any contact with you would be something that I wanted. Now, I didn't give him my number because nothing about him was going to be compatible with me, although he was being very sweet about it. And I turned him down gently. So it wasn't no like he didn't get mad and be like, well, fuck you, bitch. Like he didn't do none of that. He was just like, okay, well, it was nice talking to you. It was nice meeting you and everything. But that when he was counting his money, I felt nothing because that is not what I want. Yes, I
Right.
would like to have a man that's capable of taking care of me. If we get into that kind of relationship, of course, I want a man that's capable of doing that. But, him coming around with a bunch of gifts and buying me a bunch of shit and giving me a bunch of money, I'm almost turned off by that to a certain degree because it's like I'm not for sale.
Right.
And I'm not requiring
Right.
to purchase my femininity. You don't have to purchase it. If you're in your masculinity, you can get it. Period.
Right. So that says a lot about him, I would say, if he said you're feminine. What does that say about where a man is at when he recognizes that? He could be ready.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because not all men are out here tuned into what a real feminine woman is or what even they feel like. So if he noticed that about you, what is that saying about him? Because if he was
Mm-hmm.
coming at you
Yeah.
respectfully and at a lower tone, he knew that you weren't some thought out here. I'm thinking that kind of says something about him or the direction he's going in as a man.
Yeah, I agree. He probably was ready um, to actually deal with a woman rather than the thoughts that he usually deals with.
Right.
But it just wasn't for me.
Right.
You know, it wasn't something that I would have been able to do. Curl, and I sent the link to you. Who was that was just trying to be on? Was somebody just jumped on the panel and jumped off or something? I thought I saw somebody else.
Mm-mm. No. Well, I'm just I hate that, black men overall, they feel like we are equipped with some sorcery or dropping spells as Wolf had said or something like being under the spell of a woman. Like I'm not into sorcery like or trickery even. I mean, I don't even know the beginning of what that would even look like. I can't I just can't understand why they're so afraid. I mean, I can, but then I can't because I'm thinking of myself. I'm thinking there's 50 million of me's running around. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
That's literally how I feel because I'm looking like why are y'all having these bad experiences with black women because I'm not like that. But I did
mm-hmm.
see somebody on the chat say, "Well, y'all only three women." Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I
Like
think
that's our
Charles
fault.
said that. I think Charles or somebody said, "Well, y'all only three women." So that's how I feel when I see these men on panels, and I'm honestly the way I feel is when I see like people like Cerulean, Angry Man, even Obsidian, all those kind of guys. When I hear them and I see them, I'm actually thinking those are the dudes that are out here because that's what I'm looking for. They're out here more times than none. But where they
Yes,
at though?
that's what I'm saying. Like, where they
Where
at?
they at? We need to clone them Negroes.
Right, because it's like, okay. And then it's like, if I run into one, there are a lot of issues to consider.
Yeah.
Um, how many flightless birds has he encountered? Okay,
Right.
Or that
that
he's
that
actually
have
dealing with right
him.
now.
Right,
Right.
and right. And what he's dealing with right now, how many baby mamas did he deal with? Whether they were his baby mamas or they were already baby mamas when they met.
Mm-hmm.
And how long did he stay with her trying to give her his all, but she was flightless and he didn't know
Right.
that until later. And then once he realized she wasn't gonna ever fly, and he was like, fuck, I've wasted like how many years on this bitch thinking she was gonna fly and she's not. And then
I'm dying.
he gets to a woman that has these wonderful flight feathers. And he's like, wait a minute, bitch. How'd you get flight feathers? It's like, you always had them.
Right.
And he's like, no, I don't think so, bitch. I think these flight feathers are fake, and I'm not going for a
He's
high
like,
flying
damn,
person out
bitch,
in the
I ain't
tailpipe.
seen you fly in years. What the hell?
Right, right. And don't let your feathers be all colorful. Like, and that, wait a minute, hold on. Are the, who painted your feathers? Why
Right.
your why your
Right.
feathers so vibrant? You know, why you have pep in your step? Like, what's going on here? What kind of bird are you? What kind of no, no,
Right.
I see what you look like, but that doesn't mean anything. Where did you come from? What are you an imposter? It's and
Mm,
it's so we actually have to give guys more time to grasp the femininity, and we have to risk being ghosted because they don't understand the femininity. And
Right.
then at the same time, they are always they put themselves at the risk of losing us if we become impatient and trying to be patient with them.
Do you
mhm.
see this dude in the chat room talking about they'll drop period blood in your soup?
You know,
Oh
I
my,
have
oh
heard
my
that.
God.
I've
Do
heard
you
that.
do you know in my head I ain't going through all that? Let me go get a bowl of soup. Let me go put it under here and let it drip. Let me squeeze a tampon out in it. Like who
Yeah.
has the
Ain't
time
that
to
so
do that
Right?
shit? Like
That's
it's
so
who would
nasty.
do that?
Like, why? I don't even want to touch the tampon and it's
Me
mine.
either. Like get
Right?
I
away
have
from
no
me.
desire.
And I
Your
trust my
camera's
yeah, and
on,
I
baby.
trust me, but I still don't want to
Hey,
do
Carolyn,
it.
What's
your
going on,
camera's
ladies?
on.
Hi,
Peace,
Yeah, I know, I
Carolyn.
know.
Carolyn.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
With his handsome self. I love that big old gray beard. That's so nice.
Oh,
Beard
thank
gang
you
in
very
the
much.
house.
Right? Tight haircut.
Yeah, yeah, I had to stay on top of that. Brother can't
Hmm.
be out here looking all raggedy and shit, you know. But yeah, I mean, maybe it's just Atlanta, but the dynamic out here is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, true enough, like the odds are in my favor. But I mean, hell of half of these motherfuckers ain't got no feathers, so you got to throw them away.
Ah!
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, from my perspective, you know what I'm saying. I've already cut down half. You know what I'm saying? If they got more than two kids, they got to be. Well, if they have more than one kid, two is my max. If they have two, they got to be somebody really fucking special. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can knock down another chunk. So I'm dead. I mean, once you, it's
See, we gotta be
it's rough out
musicians. We
here.
gotta know
It's
how to
rough out
like,
here.
we gotta do so much. Like they have to be so special. Like, what do we have to do? Like it's so bad.
Right. And then I'm picky, so you know what I'm saying. Like
Right.
everybody don't deserve my time. You know what I'm saying. I got
I
shit to
get what
do.
you're saying.
So
And a grown mature man thinks that way because I feel the same way too. Not
right,
everybody deserves my time.
right. And then of course I'm a divorced father of one. You know what I'm saying. So if I don't think you're gonna be a good fit for my daughter, you damn sure not coming around her.
Right.
So yeah, I mean pickings can be slim, and I'm in the A of all places. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to happen. Like, I feel like 2019 is the year for us good people. Like, we will find who our heart's desires, and, that's it. Like, I'm not going to be in these circles where there's man bashing or women bashing, none of that, because honestly, it has affected me and I have to tune out a lot of times because it will have you thinking you'll be so discouraged. You'll feel like, damn, I hit the wall. I'm dead. I might as well go buy my casket. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
all this
yeah.
talk and rhetoric,
Right, right,
I
right.
have to tune in and out because it will have you out here feeling just so hopeless, so discouraged,
Yeah,
and
and
there are good people.
right,
The
right. And
bottom
I,
line is in these chat rooms, on these panels, we're good people.
yep, yeah. And I mean, you already know how we met first, so
Right,
we already know how that turned out. But
right.
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Even before I bowed out of that whole situation, it was, I don't know. I felt like it was starting to get a little bit extreme,
Yeah, it was.
but I mean, I still don't wish no ill will on any of them. You know what I
Me
mean?
either, because I
So,
feel like everybody has the right to be happy. Everybody
right,
has the right to make decisions that are best for them, you know?
right, right. But
So Wolf is saying spell having a man vulnerable to a degree against his will, which he wouldn't normally be. I get what you're saying, Wolf, because that actually alludes to the story that I've told a couple of times where I met up with a guy and it was like, okay, he wanted to, talk to me. And when he did, and I'm talking to him, it was out of the blue. He says, "You're not going to control me, woman." And he said it in a joking way. But I was like, what do you mean control? Because I'm thinking when I'm thinking control, I mean, I'm trying to dictate something to him or tell him what to do somehow. And we had really just met. So of course I'm not doing that. And he says, no, your femininity is kind of off the charts. And you'll have a man out here crazy for you.
That's not
And,
fair.
and you're not going to control me that way. Like, you're not going to do that to me. And again, he wasn't saying it in an accusatory way. Or it when he said it and the way that he said it let me know that he recognized how he could feel, and it was that level of vulnerability that he didn't want to feel,
Basically,
especially with the
he's
woman
fighting
that he
it.
had met.
right, right. Remember that trap that I brought up earlier? That was him looking at you like you was like Wile E. Coyote about this, and he was the road runner.
With an
You know,
acne box.
right, right. With the Acme boss, he's like, okay, what are you trying to do here, and how long will this last? He didn't know that you like that all the time. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And that is one of the one of the things that we have to be stay alert for. I put it that way. Is okay. Is this really her, or is this like the representative trying to pull me in? You know what I'm saying, and get me to the state where I can relax a little bit, and then she flips on me,
Yeah.
because
Wow.
that happens way too often. So
Mm.
like for when like me or any of the other guys in the chat run up on a woman like you ladies, we're literally waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
see, with him in particular, I don't think he thought I was pulling a sham. I think it was the other extreme. I think he felt in his gut, I am like this all the time. And if
Hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
like this all the time, if this is really me, he'll be crazy. He as much as said it. He was like, I'll be out here doing stuff that I don't want to do for you. And it doesn't matter if you ask me for it or not. I'll be doing shit, just
Mm.
doing it, just because you're you. And he was like,
Right.
I he asked me, he said, did your husband say yes to you a lot? I said, matter of fact, he did. I said, he said no, but he also said a lot of yeses. He said, see,
Yeah.
he's like, that's what I'm talking about. He said a lot of yeses, probably to things that otherwise he would have said no to, probably just because you're you. And if you acted like this with him, or he was like, I can only imagine you just met me and this is what I'm getting out of you. So a man who's been with you is probably getting more. So if he, he was like, I can't. He basically said it. He was like, I can't like do this with you. And I think we met up one more time and I did it again, just being me.
Hmm.
He was
Yeah,
like,
that just being me, just showing up, just being
just being me.
me.
And he was like, yeah, this is you all the time. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I remember you telling this story, and I was like, yeah, you blew his mind in 2 meetings, in 2 coffee dates. He didn't know what the fuck to do. Like,
mm, he
that's what
really
that
Yeah,
did.
was.
I've gotten that sometimes where they feel like, oh, you're just too good to be true. And then if they have any ounce of dogmatic tendencies in them and they have a conscience, then they ghost me.
Hmm.
I got a
Um,
question in
yeah,
the
go ahead.
chat. Someone said, Marianne said, I've been on so many chats and hear the men saying women hit the wall at 30. If you ladies agree with that statement, then what do you do to attract a man? I'm assuming the ladies on the chat are all over 30. So let me answer first, and then, of course, you all can answer too. But honestly, it's just being a woman. It's being feminine. It's being approachable. It's taking care of yourself. Like, I don't have, personally, I'm not out here doing anything extra. As a matter of fact, I'm so simple and like so plain Jane a majority of the time, unless I am going to a special event or something like that. I am very simple, very plain Jane. I very rarely wear makeup. I usually wear my hair like in very simple styles. It's very rare that it's anything, extravagant. And but I'm approachable. I'm approachable. I'm
Right.
not hard on the eyes. I take good care of myself. I take good care of my skin. And so a lot of times men don't even realize how old I am. And when they hear, like,
Me.
they're like the older guys, when they be so excited to hear that I'm old enough for them to date, that even if though I might not be interested, but they get excited like, oh my God, I thought you were just in your like 20s, and I just so. I mean, it's really interesting to watch, but it's just being feminine and approachable.
Right.
Yeah.
For
Men
me,
want to be able to approach you.
right. For me, love begets love. And guess what? I love me. I'm secure
Yes.
with me. I love every lump, bump, curve,
Thank you.
dimple. I'm
Right?
happy inside. And how y'all hear, I don't know if y'all follow Kevin Samuels, but how he says suit Saturdays. Well, on Saturdays for me, like I make sure I go out in heels, my cute jeans, I'm smiling, I smell good,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and I put myself out there. I have an open attitude that I'm open to anything that's nice. I smile, I attract what I want. Like you have
Mm,
to attract what you actually want. You have to be totally in that mindset. The femininity part for me is the love that I have for myself, and I think it comes out. And
mhm.
Yep.
the heels help too, because I don't know what it is about heels. It could be a wedge or whatever, or a little booty with a heel, my toes out. I keep my toes done. just
Yes.
just that self-love and
Mhm.
that self-care that I have for myself. I could
Yeah,
probably attract an ant. I don't know.
yeah.
The same thing for me. As a woman over 30, post wall, most men would say. And I am. Sexual market value is down due almost solely to my age.
Me.
Um, I am approachable. I smile. I say good morning and hello. Um, I've lost weight so that my physical appearance is nice. When I wear makeup for the camera because it looks better on camera, but in my normal life, I don't really wear makeup at all. Um, Rarely even lipstick. So I'm naturally me when I go out. And, I dress nicely and I put out my feminine energy. It's out. I don't have it on full blast the whole day, but it's there. It's palpable. You can feel it when you come into my circle. You can feel it. And so, I just make myself um, someone that a man would want to talk to, a woman that a man would be interested to get to know, you know. I'm not a bad looking woman, so it's not like he's got to get past this hideous exterior to try to figure out whether or not I'm a good woman, and then my femininity is just on display. This is what I have. This is who I am. And so I want him to know that. I know I can no longer compete with my age and my fertility. I'm not 18 anymore. You know what I'm saying? I can't compete with that. But
Right, right.
I can compete with what most women aren't offering, which
Right.
is their womanhood and a knowledge of it.
Right.
Right. That's what I was going to touch on before I hopped off here real quick. Marianne says, great response. Although I don't agree with his statement, a lot of the dudes on YouTube are very disrespectful when they talk about hitting the wall. It's almost like they're saying women are washed up. Well, Marianne, here's the thing you got to realize. It's not like a death sentence. The big thing is, just like Kendra just said, you can't really compete with your fertility because you got to think about all the women that are younger than you that are in the same market as you competing for dudes. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you're unattractive or you can't pull a guy. It's just that the guys that you probably should be looking at, or the guys that you probably should be looking at, um, should be in a different what's the right phrase, at a different stage in their life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, say you're 31, you should really be looking for an older dude, not somebody that's at the same age as you. You know what I'm saying? Because that guy the same age, he can still pull somebody that's younger than you easily. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and just keep that in mind. And it's not to be disrespectful or anything. It's just a reality that I mean, unfortunately, a lot of women are gonna have to face. The other thing is that men have a wall too. The thing is that we hit ours much later in life. You know what I mean? We have a very slow start. Like starting at like 18, we don't really come into our peak until we're in our mid to late 40s, 50s or so. That's when we typically have the most resources. You know what I'm saying? We're at our best. We've learned a lot. We're wiser. We're not out here doing stupid shit like we were when we were in our 20s. Sometimes even 30s. You know what I mean? And we can afford to be a bit pickier with regards to the women that we choose. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas for women, sexually, you're at your peak when you're the most fertile, which is like pretty much when you hit 18 until like your mid to late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the guys are really checking for you. You know what I mean? So it's not like a bad thing. It's just kind of how this social structure works. So,
Right. And I want to say too to the men in the chat room, femininity, and you guys, and I saw the talk about being under a spell and all this kind of stuff, but femininity is something that you actually cannot fake. Like you can't buy it.
No. Thank you for
I
saying
don't
that.
even think that you can even learn it. I think that it's just who you are. Like it's just gonna be who you are. You can't learn it. It's something that's so natural and organic. So anybody that's out here or any woman that you feel like, oh, she's trying to trick me, and well, then she probably is. Like
Mm.
how whatever trick means in your mind or putting under a spell, whatever that means in your mind as a man, she's probably doing it because femininity is authentic. We
Yeah.
don't have to try. We don't have to put on an act. It's just someone who we are.
You know, I'm so glad that you said that, Tony, because we can't fake that any more than a man can fake his manhood. Women can sniff a fake dude from
Yep,
a mile away. You can't fake your masculinity. You either are masculine or you are not. We
exactly.
know
And
it.
you will
when
be
we see
revealed.
it. Yes, we know it when we see it.
Hmm.
And we respond to you as per what we've seen. If we know in our heart of hearts and our intuition that you're faking this shit, you're just doing like a machismo act, but you're not actually masculine, we'll treat you like a beta. We'll
Yep,
treat you like an omega that you are, that you really are, because we know what you really are. Men
right.
who are actually masculine, they can't fake that either. It's
No.
just who they are, it's just what they are. It isn't everything that they do. And women respond the way they respond to them because they know it. They know that man is a masculine man, and
Yep.
my woman is responding to him the way that I should. And the same is with femininity, actually. She can fake being nice, but she
Hmm.
can't
Hmm.
fake being feminine. Okay. And
Right.
there's two different things. A woman being nice to you, that's not femininity necessarily.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
She can play games and act like, oh, I'm just cool and I'm just chilling. But certain different situations, it don't take very long to
Nope.
see her in will reveal whether she's masculine in her thinking or she's feminine in her thinking. And
Hmm.
once you see that, you can act accordingly to her.
Yep,
Right.
exactly. I was going to say the exact same thing. It's like when you out in public, you see, and I see somebody that's attractive, I just sit back and watch and wait for the strag to hop out because that's
Right, because it's bound to hop out if she's putting on a front like I'm just trying to be nice, to
right.
get him to be around me or whatever. It's going to come out. She won't be able to help herself. You know.
Hmm.
Facts.
Marianne says, I'm not being rude, but Black women age the best. And if we are pretty feminine, work out, then why use the term hitting the wall? We can delay the wall, but the wall has more to do with the fertility and just youth. The term hitting the wall actually comes from sports and was originally describing men. It wasn't even really originally describing women.
Right.
So, like in a sports, let's just use a sports term, um, football, which I love football, so I can talk about football all day. All right. So there's a shelf for every athlete. Okay. That shelf life is is their best versus when they start falling off a little bit. Their performance isn't the same. A star running back. Okay, I will take LaDainian Tomlinson. You probably don't know who that is if you don't
Charger.
watch football, but I love LaDainian Tomlinson. Okay, and when he first hit the scene, I mean he was dynamic. But a running back shelf life is short because he's a ball carrier and he's getting tackled every play that he runs when he has the ball. Okay. So his shelf life or his span of time that he's able to play at his peak performance is very short, maybe about 3 to 5 years for a running back. Okay. After that time period, he starts to decline in his play. Now, that doesn't mean he can't play. That doesn't mean he's now a horrible running back. It just means that he's not as young as he was before. He may not be as strong as he was before. He might even become injury prone. Okay, so now when he gets hit, he hurts himself rather than bounce back up off of the field. Okay, so that's
Right.
hitting the wall. For
Mhm.
women, we hit the wall. Now, that sounds uh, harsh, and maybe to a certain degree it is, but we women have a shorter shelf life because our fertility shelf life is shorter than men. Okay. And so we have our peak where we're at peak performance. For women, it just happens early in life. We're at our peak beauty, our peak femininity, hopefully, our peak fertility. Okay. Again, hopefully. All right. So that is when we're at our very, very best. Okay. And as we get older, that declines. It doesn't mean that you can't be attractive. Okay. Men would say me and Tony are hit the wall, but Tony's beautiful. She's an attractive woman. Okay. I'm not so bad on the eyes myself. So
Right.
it's not that we can't be attractive, we can't be beautiful, can't be in shape. Okay. Men will be attracted. You're just not 18 anymore. And you're just not. Now
Right.
you can delay the wall. You can be Michael Jordan. Okay, we're gonna flip the basketball. You can be Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan was young, he was driving to the cup, dunking on niggas. All right. That's what he was doing. As he got older, he wasn't able to drive to the cup like that no more. So he had to still be effective. So what did he do? He perfected that mid-range jumper. All right. And that actually extended his career. So he delayed the wall. All right. He delayed that fall off period. All right. But see, once he retired, left the Bulls, went to the Wizards, he couldn't command that same contract like he did before. He couldn't command that same money, even though he was Michael Jordan. Why? Because he couldn't play at the same level at late 30s that he was when he was in his 20s. It's just not the same.
Right.
And most people regard him as the GOAT. All
Right.
right. I hope that made sense to you, Marianne, because I did use a lot of sports analogies, but it just sports analogies are the best for
And,
this.
and I'd
Yeah.
like to add this, Marianne. Understand that a lot of the talk in the manosphere about the wall is because, first of all, it's a man's space, right? And it's their place to vent mainly to each other about things that they've dealt with and are still dealing with, and it's like a healing ground for them. It's like the barber shop but online, right? And
Right.
so it's not really to be regarded, um, or shall we say, it's not really to be mindful of women's feelings. It's matter of fact, we should be appreciative for the regards that are given to us
Right.
because it wasn't created for us at all. And when men talk to each other, men get real, they get raw, they get blunt, with each other because they can do that with each other, right? And at the same time, for the women that find themselves in the men's space and you're hearing the men's voices, don't be if you're going to be there, don't be discouraged by what they're saying, but take it in. Oh wait, let me back up. So also in part of that, what they've dealt with, that's so they're also talking about the wall because black women especially have gone so long with being held accountable and responsible for the devious, mischievous things that they have done. And as time and society has progressed, they have, neglected or rejected or been in denial of the fact that they will not always be wanted and that men will not have to continue to put up with their nasty, poor behaviors and attitudes. And
Right.
so the wall is a reminder to them. And it's that in that face thing like, look, don't come over here with your talking trash and your junky attitude over here because we're going to remind you of the wall. But if you find yourself in that space, try not to be discouraged by what you're hearing. You just strive to be the best you that you can be no matter what your age is. Be feminine, give out your divine energy, and be authentic. no matter what.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, because I can't even lie because when I started listening to some of the men, because I do kind of want to know their perspective on what's going on out here with women. And when I first started listening, I was like, this is depressing. Like it,
I
it was
remember that.
depressing. And I was like, is this really what they think about us? And I felt like I'm so different from that, but yet I'm thrown in with everybody else. So in the beginning, I was truly discouraged. And then when I heard hit the wall term, I was like, where the mortuary at? Somebody need to go fund me a casket.
Right. I mean, well, I can't count how many pep talks we had to have. I'm like,
Yes. Exactly. Because
right,
Carlin, I've never heard the truth about women the way that I've heard it in this manosphere.
right.
But you cannot debate or argue with the truth. You have to embrace it, you have to process it, and you have to make changes. That's
Mhm.
just it. If you're going to be a woman out here at any age, you have to make some changes, especially us as Black women. You must. If you don't, then okay, you'll be the flightless birds that everybody's just going, we going to charge you to the game and we going to be good without you. But if you are truly into becoming better and embracing your femininity, you'll just have to process it and make changes. That's it. It takes tough skin, but
Well,
you cannot argue or debate with the truth. Hands down, they're telling the truth. I completely agree because the women that they're talking about, I grew up with.
Marianne has said, okay, fair point, but I can't listen to too much negativity. And sadly, it's from Black men. This is why Black women are running away from Black men. And see,
I'm
this
not
is,
running away.
I'm about to send you the link
Right. I am not running
because,
away, Marianne. That's the whole
yeah,
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me
How
either.
could you run
because,
away? See, that's the thing. That's I feel like you're not embracing the truth if you're running away
Right.
from Black men.
yeah,
I was made to be with a Black man. Period. I ain't looking at nobody else. I'm not attracted to no other race of men. Black men is where it's at for me.
sure
So
is.
I'm not running. If you're running from anything, you're running from the truth. It doesn't matter how it's put out there if it's the truth. It does. That's how
Yeah.
I've got it to be. If it's the truth, I don't care how it's being said. If they hooping and hollering and cussing and BFFing and all that, it doesn't bother me. It's literally the truth.
Yeah.
And
Marianne, let me get this in real quick and then I'm gonna drop off. Marianne, here's the thing you got to realize that us brothers are really kind of just now finding a public voice. You know what I'm saying? We've
Yes.
thought like this and felt this way for a while, but with the way the culture was and how it shifted to now, it's just now being said. And another thing, if you think for 1 second that other cultures of men don't talk
Look,
more trash than what
look
we
at
are talking
Marianne though.
now, I'm saying
She's sorry, but I have not heard white men speaking disrespectful.
that's because you're not in their spaces.
That's
I
right.
For
I got
real,
a lot
seriously.
of a lot of homies that are white, and yo, they are rough and rugged. Like you thought, like people like Obsidian was bad. Like
They're the
yo, this
first ones to dump their women if they get fat. Oh,
right,
she had a baby. Oh my God, she's so fat. Look
right,
at that fat ass. They can't stand their women to be fat. Black
right.
men like something to hold on to. No, black men don't like too big either. But we're naturally voluptuous and curvy. You know what I'm saying? But white men, they will straight man dump that chick out on the curb.
Yep. Well, it's been great, ladies. It's like 1 a.m. here. I
Good
need to take
night,
my ass to sleep.
Carolyn.
So
Good
I'm
night, Carolyn.
all
Thank
right. I'll catch y'all
you.
on the flip.
All right,
thank
bye.
you. And good
All right.
night, sweetheart.
Good night.
Exactly,
And
Charles. Their
But so
women are too
Marianne,
busy chasing black men. Exactly, Charles
Marianne,
Nelson.
I'm gonna need you to email me so that I can give you the link
Okay.
because I'm feeling like we might need to have a talk, a girls' talk, and it's just us chickens. So I'm feeling like we
Marianne,
need to have
you
a
what
talk
she white or black? What you what's
because
Marianne? She white or black? What she what? What's
she,
her
she
ethnicity?
black, she black because she's talking
Oh,
like a black woman. Um, Here's the thing: black men telling their, I hate to say their truth, but black men expressing their outlook and how they see us, how they regard us, what they think of us, the truth is not disrespectful.
no, it's
See,
not.
we have to stop throwing that word around because when most black women say if that's disrespectful, that translates into I don't like what I just heard.
Exactly.
So
Right.
therefore, it is disrespectful, whether it's actually disrespectful or not. You just don't want to hear anybody say anything that hurts your ego. However, I find that to be highly disingenuous because black women will voice their grievances about black men and want them to take it on the chin.
Right.
Yes, indeed.
And we're hardcore in the
We
ignorance
are.
and the
We're
type of
vicious
stuff
when we
that
talk
we
about
say.
them. Yeah.
Exactly. Black men have every right to tell their opinion and their experiences about us. Because why? What's the thing? Your mama black. They mama black. They got firsthand experience on how
Mhm.
it is out here with us black women. So I don't like the fact that, it's kind of insinuated by her that they need to be quiet. I don't
Yeah.
appreciate that. They need to talk. That's the whole thing. It's like they've been
Right.
silenced for so long on issues that aren't even about black women. Like they have
Right.
to be quiet on all levels of their life being a black man. Oh, so they can't speak on black women, the women that they love? That's not right.
Mhm. It speaks to a superiority complex. How dare these underlings
Right.
seek to have critique or criticism for me when I'm perfect? They should be honored to even be in my presence. So, therefore, they have no right to speak against anything that I do. That's how that's coming.
Marianne's from the UK.
I don't even care.
Okay.
It's a shame that this is a good chat and I would love to join, but need to get ready for work. Yeah. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Oh, you got time in the chat, but you don't got time for the panel.
Right.
But
So that's that. And they're very black chicks over there are very different from black women in the States. They run up behind Shay Whitey. I ain't feeling all that.
I mean, because the first thing she did was, I don't see white men doing. Well, go get you a white man.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, my thing is, if white men are better than black men, they treat you better, they want you, he got more resources than a black man.
Go
Be
sleep
quiet
with
about black
Massa.
men. Be quiet about black men. Don't talk about them. Don't
Don't even
pay
ask no
attention to what they
questions.
talk about. And you go see if you can get you one that's not a bottom shelf Brad.
Right.
He'll treat you right. Just see will he see is he checking for you. That's all I'm
Right.
saying. Just do it.
Mm-hmm. You might lay down with homeboy and he might call you a nigga in the middle of 50 pumps.
You're right.
Okay, so experience that. Go experience laying up with a white man and let him call you a nigga while he pumping in your dumb ass.
And call you that with the hard ER on it.
Exactly. Oh, I like this
Dare you to
nigger.
get
Yeah.
mad. Call y'all kind of nigger bitches. While he got you bent over and all
Here
that
she
old
goes. See,
crazy
her true
ass shit.
colors is coming out. Marianne, just go to
Mhm.
bed. Just go to bed, Marianne. Her true colors is coming out. We don't care nothing about no high class white
So
men over
hold
here.
on. If you date high class white men,
Get
why
your
are you
ass
even
off,
talking about
man.
black men?
See, men? See how they can't
Right.
Why
pretend?
if
They
you
cannot
quarreling?
pretend
Exactly.
to be anything. And like she got my other twin coming out.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm
And
trying to
without
figure
that
out,
high class white man, you'd probably be nothing but a strag because you sound like a strag in the chat room.
Right.
And as a matter
yeah.
of fact, and we don't allow strags over here anyway. This is
She
a
probably
no
got a she
strag
got
zone.
a
You
nasty hair
flightless
hat on
bird.
because we know them chicks in the UK, they be wearing hair hats. Like,
Right.
please. Wow. She's these
Go get you a white
that's what I'm
man then.
saying. Like they can
Exactly.
never they can never fool anybody. Men, this is the true attestment of women that can't front.
Exact. This. Thank you, Tony. This is what we're talking about, men.
This is the
This is
spell
what
and
we're
the
talking about.
beguilery.
She can't. She can act nice because she came in like she was respectful, right?
Right.
But then the strag came out, right? And so
This
she
is
can't
Exactly.
why
hide
this is
that.
why our men are very cautious of us. And this chick
Mm-hmm.
is over in the UK. Bitch, you ain't even over here on American soil. Like stay over there and give them that description of you over there. Okay? So this is
Yes.
exactly why our men are so cautious about us because of chicks like her.
Exactly. But we do not mind sending some of our flightless birds over there
Marianne,
where
go to
you
bed.
are.
You pissing me off. I've never been disrespected by a white man. You're disrespectful for even saying that.
I got news for you. You've never been respected by a white man.
That's right. See, now
Hello.
she's
He ain't
saying
never
Americans
respected
sound
you.
so dumb. Woo.
Okay. He don't respect you because he don't really want you. He may date you. He might fuck you 10 ways from Sunday, but he gonna marry
Right.
a white woman. He's
Because
gonna
she's
Okay.
marry a
disrespecting
white
us. She's
woman.
black and she's disrespecting us, so he don't respect her. She don't even respect her own people. So what makes you think a white man is gonna respect you? You are boo
Not
boo the
at
fool.
all.
Go to bed, Marianne. Go. You
Yeah.
probably looking haggard anyway. You need your sleep. Bye.
Yeah, because UK women don't age all that good.
No, they
So
don't.
I don't care what you was married to. So what I'm trying to figure out is if you've divested from the black community and you don't have
She's
nothing
a
to do, you
bona
hop the
fide
fence.
bed
If
witch.
you hop the fence, quit throwing stones over the gate. Take your black
Right.
ass on. Take your swirling ass on and keep it moving. What the fuck you worried
Yes.
about what we doing in the black community?
Wow.
You
She was just
divested from
all
the
in the
black community, right?
filtering panel,
You
asking
swirling
questions
strag.
like she was interested. Wow. And this is the problem that we have. This is why our own black men don't like us.
Bitch, if you looked at like Naomi Campbell, you'd have had your picture plastered up everywhere. Cause when
Right.
bitches look good, they want to let everybody know they look good. Bitch, I don't think.
Hello.
Hello, why you think I'm on
Okay.
live, girl?
Why do you
No,
think we on camera, bitch? Cause
you
we
know,
cute. We cute, bitch.
I
That's
boss.
why we
You're
on
boss.
camera. Cause if we were some ugly fat ass bitches, we would have a little letter up like you do.
Exactly.
A little blank ass person like you.
It's always someone so dumb. Like it's whatever. But see, that's the thing. Those are what do you call those people? Are they agents?
The swirling ass bitch. Yeah, she probably some kind of. I don't give a fuck what that bitch
To
is.
come
Go
in
fuck
and
you.
disrupt a panel to
Yeah,
try to
fucking
get us
troll ass
all off
bitch.
of our square, to try to make the men
Oh,
look at
she
us.
jealous of you, Tony.
Huh?
She jealous of you. She jealous of you because I can see the message that can't nobody else see. And she said, I look better than you, ugly balls. It ain't a bitch up here that's ugly. I'm
Show
just
Not
saying.
at
me.
all. Okay.
And I'm just saying we ain't never been ugly.
No,
And
Start that one again.
talking
I've
about
never
Okay.
been
especially
ugly.
big face, yellow ass women like Tony. She jealous of you,
Wow,
especially.
like
Tony look a
I
lot
don't
better
know
than
if I've
you.
ever been ugly. I mean, I've
Tony,
never been.
Tony, Tony is pretty now. I can't imagine she was ever ugly. She was one of them.
Okay.
She was one of them girls in high school you was jealous of because she could take your boyfriend.
Man, they used to try to beat me up
On a
because they
bad
thought I was
day.
cute. Girls would be
On a
like, "You
bad
think you
day.
cute?" I'm like,
Okay.
"You, I think I'm cute." No, you think
You
I'm
know
cute.
I'm
That's why you
cute.
want to beat me up.
Right.
I was
And I
bullied
don't
in
need to get my teeth sorted. I like my gap teeth. See,
Hello.
I can't be shamed. Okay.
right.
Oh
That's the
my
thing.
God.
Like,
Somebody tried that
I could
same
not be
shaming
shamed
tactic
at
with me
all for
last week. You
nothing.
cannot shame me.
Nobody knows my flaws more than I do. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody knows my flaws more than I do. I'm good.
Omega said this probably a whole white man mad at the
Right.
word.
Right?
You
Probably
a
a
white
cross dresser like Caitlyn Jenner.
Will 33, thank you. Said KD, she might be a he. They look to do shit. They look to do shit like this. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, But I cook your ass for fun. Don't play with
Yeah.
me. It's late at night. I'm in midnight madness. I cook the shit out of you for another hour.
Right. We could
I
have a
keep you
whole
unbanned just to cook you.
Stragville up in the spot. Let's
Yeah.
drag the strag.
Yeah, drag this straight off.
Drag the strag.
We need Grinch just to say
Right.
strag.
We, you know what? We need to have his voice where we could just push a button like beta male cool, be like strag. He need to do a voiceover so we can just have that for you to push while strags get on the panel, you know?
Talking
Wow.
about you just wanted to hear our talking points. You wanted to come hear us love on some black men because
Right.
you ain't never heard that before and you for damn sure ain't never did it. That's why
Mm-hmm.
you had to go with a white man. You know what? Y'all be saying getting a white man like he a prize. Do you know how many white men is easy to get? I'm gonna tell you something real quick for all you swirling ass, stupid ass bitches. I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick. I don't have a man specifically because I want a black man. Okay? White men easy as fuck to get. Okay? I have white men all over the place trying to, oh man, are you so beautiful? Can I date you? Can I take you somewhere? I don't want to be seen nowhere with his motherfucking ass. Where am
Nobody
I
wants the
going with him?
pink Peter, okay?
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
wants the nasty pink
Because
Peter.
I ain't opening up shit to his ass, so he better keep it pushing. I want a black man. I have always wanted a black man. I do not want a white man. I have never wanted a white man. And they are not a prize because they
No,
easy to fucking get. Because they
right.
can't wait to try to fuck a black bitch. So get the hell up out of here with that. I was married to a white man for 15 years and I was married to
They're,
a black man for 20. So what's your motherfucking point?
oh God, here comes ignorant ass.
I found one already. I married him. He passed away. You
Why?
you have good
Why?
luck finding a good black man because
Jeez.
misunderstanding fits
Yeah.
you like a glove.
We need strag.
But you can say this shit in real time because I'll mail you the link and cook you live. You want to be cooked live? I can mail you the link.
What is wrong with these chicks, man? They just want to counteract positivity. Who sits around and does that shit? Like, you have no life.
A negative, Nancy ass, flightless ass bitch. They can't fly, so therefore they can't see the world from another viewpoint. All they see is from the ground and that
She
narrow
doesn't
ass view
love
they got.
herself. These are bitches that straight up hate themselves. Like, how do you
Mm-hmm.
have that? How do you have that much hate for yourself? Like, please just stay over there. Don't bring the hate because that's all it is. It has nothing to do with any of us. They hate themselves. They make a life of hating themselves.
See, remember how I said earlier today that she was 2 seconds away from calling us mammies and pick me's? Well, she
I'm
went ahead
definitely
and
a
did it.
pick me. I'm a
I'm
pick me
definitely a
to
pick
all
me.
these
But do you
outstanding
understand what the
masculine black
definition
men.
of a mammy is?
Absolutely.
What is the definition of a mammy? And I want the real definition, not your flightless definition. What's the historical definition of a mammy? Tell me. And
Ignorant
don't Google
black
it.
ass
Tell
feminist.
me. Tell me with your dumb ass. I bet you don't know because you're using it out of context. So I know you don't know what it actually is.
Yeah.
I want the definition of what a mammy is. What is a mammy? Do you know what a mammy is? That's the $64 million motherfucking question.
Black men are underrated. Oh, because you're a lesbian? That's why? You don't like dick? Most black feminists don't like dick. They're lesbians.
She subbed to them because you know what, Curlin? She knows that what she's hearing is the truth.
She's probably JB back. She misunderstanding. She's all the fucking trolls. That's who she is. Like
I'm
seriously.
not telling you shit. You're the one using the term, so I assume you have an understanding of the motherfucking words that is coming out of your mouth, dumbass. You just want me to tell you because you
Where's
don't know.
Grinch at? We just actually
Yeah,
need him.
We need Grinch to roast this bitch.
Yeah.
But no, I can take care of it. I can just roast you. Do you want to be roasted live or you want to be roasted
Right.
in because I can roast you in real time. You want me to roast you in real time? I can send you the link, roast your ass on the panel. Do you want the link so you can get roasted on the panel?
She won't. So that's the whole thing. It's just
Hang the shit.
wasting people's time. You come to the chat room, but you won't come on the panel.
They
Why?
never do because they be
Such
scared of
a
this
waste
work.
of time. So then the mods just need to just boot them out because they're not going to come on and have real conversation.
You like good dick, but people in hell like ice water too. That don't mean you about to get it. And
Right.
I'll take that back. A nigga will come dick you because dicks don't have no discernment, but you can't get a man. You think dick is a man, and that's
Right.
part of your fucking problem. That's part of, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's part of the problem because you think dick equal man. Dick
Mm-hmm.
just equal dick, dumbass bitch. You can get dick, you can pick a dick off a tree, dumbass. But can you get a man? That's what you can't do.
She's such a waste of energy.
And again, with the shame, see, the only reason I haven't booted you yet is because you prove my point. And actually don't want you booted because I want this chat replay to stand with your stupid shit written all the fuck over it.
Yeah.
You trying
She
to shame
just
me
doesn't have a
about
life.
the people watching me, but you can't shame me with that. You can't shame me. You don't have what it takes to shame me. You're not on my level, ma'am.
Right. And that's what she knows. That's why she comes into your chat room and she says stupid things like cuz she cannot she's not even on a level to even understand what we're talking about. She wants to combat the truth. And those are the ones that we leave behind. We charge them to the game and that's it.
I got 65 people watching, but bitch, you number 65. Make it
Right.
64. Make it 64. Do us a favor and make
Right.
it 64. Can you do that for me? One last favor, dumbass bitch. Go ahead and make it 64. Excuse your motherfucking self out my goddamn chat room. That's what I need you to do.
I am black man. I'm going to get a shirt that says pick me.
That's what we need.
Kendra,
Oh my God.
do some shirts and put it on your what Patreon whatever and put pick me.
Yes, with a bitch
Yes.
holding her hand up like
Yes.
she was
Pick
fast.
me.
Yes. Girl, that's a good damn idea. You got a good ass ideas.
Woo
You know, we
woo.
doing that. We real creative, girl. We gonna
Heck
put
yeah.
shit out.
Get some pick me shirts and put like the silhouette of you, like how you're dressed now. Like have that your logo. Pick
Mm-hmm.
me. Cause I will straight wear it in all colors. Pick me.
Mm-hmm. Pick me. Bitch, cause the clothes mouth
Carlin
don't
said he'll
fit.
make all the shirts. Heck yeah.
Mhm.
Let's come up with the design. What's up? Get Kendra some more coins. Yes. Put it on an apron. All of that. Like everything. I want a pick me headband, scrunchies, all that.
Did the bitch go ahead and make it 64 people
I
watching, or
hope
did her
so.
stupid busy ass still watching? Because
She'll
you know
come
the
back
trolls
in as
always
another
still
name.
watch.
She'll come back in as another name. She spent all night and all day making up fake chat names and shit. Just jumping on
Right.
everybody's chat rooms.
I'm stupid, but it's motherfucking 12:21 a.m. Central, and that bitch is listening to me. But I'm
Right.
stupid. Oh, the stupid bitch made it 64. Well, take your ass on then, bitch. The smartest thing you did all day. Shit. Dumb asshole.
I am black man. He's a proud Gemini. Whoop whoop. Kendra, have you
Ah,
dated a Gemini? Have you dated a Gemini? Because I dated a Gemini and it was like a well choreographed dance.
I've never dated a Gemini before.
I have.
Never
Good
done.
night, Curlin. For real this
Night,
time.
Carolyn.
Yeah,
We're
it's
not
like
gonna be on too much longer, but good night, sweetheart.
yeah. So I don't know, but I don't know, kind of in the beginning of the conversation, we were kind of touching on like, should we go into the other side of femininity, which is the sexual energy, or no? Because I was actually listening to a man's panel, actually a guy's panel the other day, and Alan Roger Curry was on there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that man acts like he's got the blueprint to women. Like he
Mm-hmm.
just know. I mean, I was amazed at the things that he was saying. He, wow, he was on point with everything that he said. And what I feel as black women too sometimes is that we're in spaces a lot of times where we can't really express our sexuality, or we're
Mm-hmm.
made to feel like it's shameful and
Mm-hmm.
we got to keep it in the closet. But it's really not like that because we're beasts. We're really, like, he was saying that. When he was saying that, I was like, has he been in my house? Has he, like, where he had he been
This has been
spying on
watching
me?
me.
You know? So that part, that, oh yeah, that's right, Omega, the dark side of a woman's sexual behavior. So, Omega, is that a bad thing?
Yeah, for the men who are in the chat, is it a bad thing that we have a so-called dark side? I don't see it as a dark side. I
Right.
just see it as our sexuality. And it's just part of being a lady, not to display that all the time. You save
Right.
it for your man. You just save it for him. So it's not really us being fake about it. It's more so us wanting to be with a man that we know isn't going to judge us for being uninhibited
Right,
sexually.
because I feel like for me, mine is always just locked down. Like I always feel like it's just like it's in shackles, you
Yeah.
know? And of course, I'm not just out here with any and everybody. So most of the time it's just in shackles. And I
Yeah.
don't like that. I don't like any part of me to feel like it's being oppressed, you know?
Yeah.
So I heard
Yeah.
them talking about that, and I was like, I'm so glad that, men were actually having that conversation and tapping into what's really true about it, you know?
Hmm.
Because, yeah, I don't want to have to always keep it a secret, you know?
Yeah.
And of course, it's a time and a place for everything, but more times than none, it's like I can't even express it. I try to sometimes just being flirty with the way that I talk or whatever. So, but it could be like on level 10,000, you
Hmm.
know? So,
We're
we
definitely
say,
flirtatious. That's that Gemini stuff. And not wanting to be shackled is also Gemini stuff. We
right,
don't like feeling like someone is restricting us. Because even though I was married, I'll say this much. Um, I was still shackled
mm-hmm,
sexually in my marriage
okay,
because I was the uninhibited one, but my husband was not. He was actually quite conservative for a man. So things that I was like, oh, let's try this, let's try that, he would be like, no. And I'm like, why
yeah,
not? He's like, no, I don't want to so, it was, I adapted to him because, again, I'm a pleaser. I'm a
mm,
pleaser. And I'm that way everywhere, including the bedroom. I want to please you. So
right,
um, I conformed because that's my husband and I wasn't going anywhere. So it's like you adjust, right? And so I did. But um, there were a lot of areas that I wish we could have explored that he was uncomfortable with. And to a certain degree, I felt a little bit judged by some of the things. And I'm like, why don't you want to open me up? Like, open me. I'm
Right.
yours. Like, I'm your woman. I'm
Right.
not going anywhere. No one's going to know anything. I don't tell that business. That's private between me and you. So take the key, take the whole key, okay,
Right.
and unlock me because
Right.
I'm here to be unlocked. You will have a good fucking time with this shit.
Right.
Just do it. And he was apprehensive. And so he
Yeah.
never did.
Right. So then I've had a situation where it was the opposite, where I've asked a man to do something to me and he wouldn't. And I was like,
Hmm.
why the hell not? I'm asking you. I want it. Why not? So then that made me feel like, you know, wow, he doesn't like me because I was all the way open and he didn't want it. And I was like, this is crazy. And it wasn't like anything that was just like, I don't think anything about sex is just too much. Just let me put that out there. Like, I will, like you said earlier, I will try it once. I'll try anything once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I'll explore it at least once just to see whether I like it or
exactly.
not. If I don't like it, I'll never do it again. But if I like it, we're doing it again. And so, and it's like I don't like to knock things unless I try them, I guess.
Right.
But like Rodney Rose says, some doors should not be open. Just saying. But if I'm his wife,
Right. That's what I'm
well,
saying
does
too.
he wanna open the door? You
There's
should.
no holds barred when you're in a marriage. Like, why would anything be off limits when you're married? That's when you're supposed to let it all out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, he was very apprehensive of Pandora's box. Very. He did not want to open Pandora's box because he knew that Pandora probably wasn't gonna be something he could always handle.
Right.
Uh, so he didn't want to open that door, and he left it closed for the most part. He left it closed, and I said, "Oh, oh
Right.
well, okay."
I see what you put, Hot Rod ES.
You're
Like,
right.
what's like
So one,
so
so you're
I'm gonna
against
just say this.
anal,
A lot of black men, like, they're not into anal. Some black men, I think they're scared. Oh, I don't understand it. Maybe they feel like it's being, gay or something.
mm,
Can y'all say something about that? Or do y'all just think it's just so nasty?
or are we wrong with that? Do you actually like anal and you just kind of scared to say it to us?
Right. Right. Somebody said, ew.
Ruminant says, as long as things are not physically dangerous, then let's get it popping.
Right. Exactly.
Rodney said that's not what it's for.
I hear you. So there's Straight Panther. Dude, you wear a condom. And most, like, it doesn't happen like that. Like, if you really, like, have read on it and everything, no it doesn't, Rodney. No it doesn't. Like, maybe that's been your experiences, and I'm sorry, boo boo, but boo boo, no pun intended.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think a lot of black men think it's taboo, or they don't want to admit that they want to try it because they're scared that we might look at them like, side eye. See, Omega, that's what I'm saying. Oh, spiritually minded. Okay. So yeah, so there's like mixed reviews on that. Yeah, I don't know what that is, Remnant. But it ain't going down like that. I mean, I ain't trying to injure myself. Well, oh, it's Pharaoh. How do you say that name? Is that a woman?
Carol Edmondson.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Omega, at least try, one thing, like just one time I want to say I've tried something. So, Black, what's his name? If a person doesn't have an STD, and if you wear a condom, then I don't think that's happening. Like honestly, the last person that I dated, he we exchanged STD reports with each other before we even met up. We like talked and he sent me his STD report and I was actually shocked. Like that had never happened to me in all of my life. That a man was like, I'm interested. We talked for like almost a month or two or something. And he just like sent me his STD report. And I was like, "Oh, well, I guess I should send him mine." So I sent him mine. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's being that's another way of being open with someone as well. Because to me that was like more fire. Like I was like, "What? You clean? I'm clean. It's on and popping." You know?
Mhm.
So that like he made that statement and I'm like, no, people need to be grown about their sexual situations. Like, let's exchange STD reports, babe. you know
How do
that's
you get, hold on, because Ward be coming up with some shit. He
who.
said, Ward says, one of my friends got worms from anal sex. No, they got worms from that wormy ass parasitic
So
motherfucker
then
that they
were they not wearing a condom? Who goes raw in the butt with no, what I'm saying? Like who's doing that?
Yeah, why would
Oh,
you ever do
perp the
that? Like,
squirt.
I've never done that personally, but if I were, it must have a condom. Must.
Right, right.
Must.
Microscopic worms, that's gross. But wouldn't you think that that would be from not wearing a condom? Yeah, see, Black, what's his name? That was probably the issue because you don't do that. It's like you have to do one at a time and then that's just it.
Yeah, can't go back
Oh,
and forth. That's
yeah.
that fantasy bullshit. That's bullshit.
Right.
You
And
can't
if
go back
if
and
they
forth.
do that in Atlanta, then that's why they're having the problem down there. Plus with, homosexuals and stuff. Remnant, yes. Trading STD reports, it's very responsible. And let me tell you, it just makes everything so much better. Like the whole experience. And like I said, I never experienced a man doing that. But that was his way of also letting me know that I was safe, like with him in more than one way, you know?
Mhm. Right. When he's not exposing you to some stuff and you just kind of got to guess or
Exactly.
wonder, what he's doing or what he's got, and all of that
Exactly.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
See,
So
that's
now,
one thing that would be interesting for me now is trying to figure that out. Because after being in a marriage for so long, of course, you're not using any condoms. Like, what are
right.
condoms? I don't even know what those are anymore. And so that'll be an interesting bridge to cross. Like, so
Why
we gotta
don't you
wear a
implement that?
condom.
Yeah, why
Huh.
don't you implement that like when you're talking to a man and if you think you're going to get serious, why don't you say, "Hey, let's talk about our status."
Mm.
You know?
'Cause I know for damn sure I'm clean, but
Right.
he
But
doesn't
you
know
don't.
that, and I don't know that from him. Yeah.
Right. And right there would be all the more reason why you should be able to ask that and get it. If someone's saying that they want to be serious about you. Yeah, to each their own, soul shader. To each their own.
Yeah. Because some men find it a turn off just
Right.
because of what it is. They don't like it. And there are women who don't even want to try. Don't even want to try it. Don't want it. Or tried it and don't like it. So
High def, dang, you got it like that, homeboy. Shoot.
Right.
Wow. Like I have to say I'm impressed because you know, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, a woman's sexual nature, we have to be careful with who we show it to,
Yeah.
because women who aren't careful who they show it to are whores, and you don't value whores.
Right.
So if a woman wants to be valued, she's not going to display all of her sexual proclivities for
Mm-hmm.
every man that she comes across, because it's like, I can't let all of that out, for a man that isn't even committed. I mean, he can stop talking to me today and not think twice. So I can't just let everything loose. But if that's your man, whether that's a long-term relationship, a marriage, or what have you, you should be able to release that,
Mm-hmm.
and you should be ready to receive it. I mean, because if you get a woman that you're sexually compatible with, that's a good time had by all.
Right. Right.
Ew, Pharaoh, that's just nasty.
Yeah. Why are you looking at that on Instagram?
Yeah,
Like how did
yeah,
that
come
come up?
on. What was the
What's your
related post
algorithms?
on
What's
that?
what's his algorithms? What he been looking at?
You're
Cause
right. What was the algorithm?
right, you telling on yourself.
You got it on yourself, bruh.
Right. Yeah, because nothing like that would come up if you weren't actually looking at something else. I mean, I don't know, but
Mm. You said
I
I
am
had to hold back. It's one of the reasons I'm divorced now. Yeah, having
really.
to hold back kind of sucks. It's like, mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm. But I want to let this part loose, though. You don't want that part either. Like, no, I don't want that part. Like, oh, okay, fine.
Oh God.
Straight is running around here letting folks know.
Here goes Sparkles. God dang. Just go. If we're not
Who
talking
said
about
that we had a
anything,
problem?
if
See,
we're
you
not
coming in
talking
with some
about anything you
bullshit.
don't want to hear, Sparkles, just go. You don't have to be here. She's like coming in like picking a fight. You sound
Okay.
dumb.
All right.
Just
Um,
go.
Omega asked, "Do you women like it?" I've never done it. I can't say yay or nay. I think we done shut Po Rain and woman. She like, I ain't
She's
getting down
asleep.
with these nasty ass bitches. She sleep, Rain, you sleep. Or you just letting us handle this bullshit.
Yeah, Omega, it's the occasional with me. I have to be honest. It's occasional when I'm dating, but I'm not dating anybody.
Hey, Uno, or and how you doing?
What?
Sounds
No,
like
I
goofy.
am black man. I don't like to come within inches of death. No, thank you. No, more of hair pulling, but not choking. I only want to choke on something else, but not choking.
Oh boy. See, I'm not gonna let out um all of mine. But I told y'all before that I'm a sub, and I meant that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't like being beaten. There are levels to that. There is always levels to that. I don't like pain with my sex
I like
necessarily.
the spanking, like the sting of the spank, and that's
Yeah,
it.
oh,
Just the
that's okay.
temporary, the sting of the spank, but no, I think one guy like punched me once.
They're like, what the hell wrong with
like
you, dude?
like he made a mistake and like punched on my butt because he was like trying to move his hand. He was doing too much because he was trying to like smack it like this.
Right. He was trying to do that porn shit he saw and fucked up.
I was like, did you just punch me? So the occasional spank with the sting, like make it sting, and then yeah, and then it feels good, and then spank and rub and spank and yeah, like that.
Yeah, the sting of this spank is fine. Um, but yeah, I already. So I'll leave it there, and I'll let you guys have an imagination on that. But I
Right.
do mean sub. I took like a what do you call that? Like a little survey or whatever, what kind of person you are, like BDSM wise. And I'm not just a sub, I'm a bratty sub, meaning that I will disobey purposely
Oh,
and receive punishment. So I'll just leave that there and you guys can marinate.
right. Like when I'm a sub, I'm a sub. Like I can be trained and all of that. Like I will
Mhm.
totally let that happen. I don't ever
Yeah.
just I'm never defiant like that, you know? So I'm the one that always just gives in.
Yeah, I give in for the most part, like 90% of it because I like giving in and
Yeah.
just like I don't really have much power here. So you just do what you want. But every once in a while I'll be like, no, no, I'm not gonna do, and that's actually exciting to me.
Mhm. Mhm.
Then that'll make him sort of react to it. But I've never actually been with a Dom. I've never
Mm.
actually been with somebody that knows how to Dom.
Wow, I was for a whole year and he trained me in this one area. Now I'm just like I'm kind of like yeah. Yeah, like he was
You
able to
ruined.
train me for a whole year. And I was like, "Really? I could really do this?" Like, "What?" But it was really good instruction though. Like I really I can appreciate it, because it just kind of opened me up to just really putting me in more of my femininity because I have skills to where my man would feel like a king. Like
Mm,
that's why I wanted to learn and I was letting him train me because I wanted him to feel like you are my king.
yes, yes. And then I naturally kind of have that anyway. I
Yeah.
kind of naturally go that way anyway because submissive in all other areas,
Right.
I will naturally assert as well.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's a weird mix because I'm a submissive woman, but in certain environments and aspects, I naturally take a lead without necessarily making people feel uncomfortable about that. It's like
Mm.
I'm suddenly the authority now. And it's
Right.
like, okay, well, fine, I'll take the authority on that. You know what I'm saying? I'll take point on that. And it's kind of so smooth that people don't realize I've stepped into a leadership position with them
Mhm.
because it's like, yeah, I'm the leader, but you're cool. You're free to do kind of what you want to do. I'm just in charge of it. And so it's sort of subtle, but and that was actually one reason why my husband didn't want to sort of dom over me. He didn't want to do like that because he was like, I can't punish you because you're not defiant. You're
Right.
not defiant anywhere.
Mhm.
So I can't bring myself to punish you, quote unquote.
Yeah. So, Remnant, he says something about what is our position on tantric sex. Is that like the one where you're exchanging energies? What's that?
I haven't even done that. I heard
Huh?
of it, but I've never done it.
Yeah, is that what it is? Just the exchanging of breathing and your energy and certain ways that you're sitting with each other and all of that. That I've always been intrigued about that. Actually, I kind of want to know exactly what that is.
So Shada, what the hell, look, listen, little young buck. What the hell, this is grown for conversation. What you know about tying some chick up and then watching her try to what do you know about? I want to
You
know what
know
you
what,
know about
Soul
that.
Shader? That would kill me. I would hate to be tickled. That would I would probably pee. You should not tie me up. And plus, what they say, they tie you up and then steal your stuff. Hell no.
Overlay for the underlay.
Right. Okay, so exchanging energy and women get a I can actually probably say that I've had a phone conversation like that before, so maybe that was tantric.
Now, see, you going too far into my bag, Tony. Get out of my bag
What?
because a phone conversation. Okay, I'm not gonna say too much. A phone con. If you talk,
Yeah.
if
So
you talk
that's
to me a
so
certain
as
way,
far as like if that's part of tantric sex, that if a man can talk me into that state of being, then
yeah,
that's happened to me before.
yeah, I've been talked into. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And
Like
it wasn't. And
seriously.
I've been talked into it while not talking about sex.
Wow. That's
Figured
deep.
that one out.
That's
Just his
deep.
energy, just his voice, just his masculinity. And he was talking about something that did not have anything to do with sex. And I
That
was so turned on. I'm like,
that's deep.
okay.
Well, I mean, smart men do that for me. Like when a
Yes,
man's really smart and
yes,
knowledgeable, that
yes.
right
He
there
was
is the
teaching me something.
all
I'm
time turn
you
on.
I told you was in my bag, Tony. Get the hell up out my bag. Girl, he was teaching me something at the time. He was telling me something I didn't know. And he was going in depth. And the more he got in depth with what he was telling me, and
Mhm.
he was telling it to me with such mastery of it, I got hot. I was like, oh God, wait a minute. I'm actually physically turned on by this
Right.
conversation. Like,
I
why?
mean, I'm not laughing at you, Kendra, but Soul Shader is cracking me up. Like he's making me laugh and I'm not tied up. So what the hell? He'll wear a
And talking about he wear a mouthpiece. Soul Shady, get him out of here.
right. He's being
What is with
silly.
these trolls?
Okay, so Stray Panther 79, Tantra involves breathing, sexual positions, meditation while having sex. It's raising, and I want to try that, Stray Panther. I want to try that because to me it's more on a deeper, I'm emotional anyway. So that would be on a deeper level, just it would probably be great. I want to try it. Are there any videos on it or what? How can I learn? Where can I see that stuff, Stray Panther? The safe word is pineapples. Yeah,
Is
okay.
that going to be the safe word, Charles?
I love pineapples, Charles. I love
Hi, are
pineapples.
you 4 years old? Have you never had
Right.
sex?
Exactly.
Somebody escort Kai out since this is a too grown of a conversation.
They need an
Escort
Uber.
them. Someone escort them
Yeah.
because this is too grown for them. They're four
Okay,
years
so the
old.
Kama
They shouldn't even
Sutra
have
is good
access to
for
YouTube.
first read. You
Yeah.
know what, Remnant? I think I might have like this little Karma Sutra book. Like it's a little, I got it as a gift or something. And I think it had like a little book and it has like a little feather thing in it. I'm going to have to go dig that out.
Can someone hide Kai, please?
Ooh, Kendra, look at
Charles, you're getting
Charles.
crazy.
Woo!
And I feel like you feel safe because you in Baltimore. That's what I feel
Yeah,
like.
because to say Charles could get it straight up, like for reals.
Charles is playing games. Charles
Yeah,
is playing with the people.
he is playing
What
games.
do what do Gemini's and Aries say? I'm gonna look at that shit. Cause now I gotta look at
Because all Charles got to do is make me laugh. Where,
okay.
what's Remnant saying? You have the unabridged version? Oh God, here's another troll.
Okay, when Aries and Geminis engage in sexual activities, who knows where they could end up? With Aries libido and Gemini's ideas, they might be a bit too creative and harshly judged by their environment. It's a good thing they both don't care that much about the opinions. It in its healthy image, this is mostly a combination of passion, energy, and curiosity. Okay, since Aries is a warrior by nature, Gemini's approach to sex might be too playful for their taste, but this is usually only until they open up to the everlasting game provided by Gemini partners. Their main goal is to stay as uninhibited as possible, so the air sign of a Gemini will give oxygen to the fire of an Aries.
See?
See, because you always playing, Charles, and I think
Yeah,
you playing because you're so many hundreds of miles away from me.
he is playing.
Feel like that's why you playing.
You
That's
know
just
we
what I.
can get flued out.
We gonna fly out
We
like
gonna
old
get
girl.
flued out. Oh my gosh. Like we're all children and we can't have adult conversations. We're not respectable. Here goes the shaming language. And if
They
you don't
always
like
got
it,
the
just go
same
somewhere
language.
else. Like if the topic is not what you thought it was, just go. It's fine. We're gonna be fine.
We'll be fine. If you're 3 years old, this conversation is way above you anyway. If you never had sex
Cause
before,
yeah, cause black women, we're not sexual. There's nothing about us that's sexual. We're prim and proper, and we're all virgins.
Sherelle, but Sherelle don't like me no way.
Yeah, she trolls a lot of everybody, and it just doesn't make sense. If you don't like what you're hearing or you don't like the topic, just
Click off.
yeah,
There's a little X in the upper right hand corner of your browser,
yeah.
and
She
you
has
can
she
totally
has
click
no
that off.
life. No, you come in here saying stupid stuff, Sherelle. You're like ridiculous. Just
Sherelle,
go.
what's your beef with me?
Yeah, angry
Just
man had
what
to
is
get on
it?
her dumb ass. She's just
What's the
dumb.
beef?
She's a
I'm
U.
waiting.
She's probably UK too.
What's your beef, Sherelle? And I want you succinct. What is your problem with me? Because you had a problem with me when I was on Gab Talk.
She has a problem with everybody. She's just a loser.
You're
I can't hear you, Kendra.
sorry, I was muted.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
I was muted. But Sherelle, would bowing down be equivalent to I respect and love them? Is respecting and loving them equal to bowing down to you? And that's a legit question.
Are you unmuted again?
And whether
Oh,
you think you're pretty or not, there's a panel that's ugly. So you
see,
can't
it's all
blame
these
me.
UK bitches. Why? Why?
Actually, I don't ever have a problem with UK women, but most
Mm.
of you are swirlers and you have a fucking attitude and troll when you come into my chat.
I'm telling
So
you, it's these
explain
same
that.
chicks. They're just
Explain it.
switching names just to come troll. It's got to be the. I mean, what is wrong?
Why do you troll and have an attitude in chat rooms? If you don't like what's going on a particular channel or in a chat room, why are you here? Why?
That doesn't make sense to me. I go to specific channels because I want to hear specific content, and I don't click off when it's something I want to hear. When it's something I don't want to hear, I click off. It's just that simple.
Right. I don't have a problem with UK women. If y'all want to swirl, that's y'all business. I don't count other people pussy mouths.
Right. Well, bitch, go be a lawyer if you like debates. Go somewhere else.
You like debates. But I
Go
don't
be a
care about
lawyer.
whether
They
or
have
not you
degrees
like
for that.
debates. I don't care what you like. If you like debates, start a debate channel. And then you can sit on a panel and debate all that you want.
Yeah, wait till Obsidian comes on and go over there.
Oh, no, see, Sherelle, you've got it mixed up. Because I don't debate those beneath me. I debate my equals. All others I teach. Now, if you get on the panel with me, we won't be debating. I'll just cook you live. That's
Yeah.
all. Do you want to be fried live? Because I'm in midnight madness right about now and I feel roasty anyway. So I can cook you live. Want me to cook you live? Or is it not time in the UK? Are you getting ready for work and somehow not available to get upon the panel and be fried, Sherelle?
Sherelle is just an idiot. Like
She is. She
all
is
she
an
knows
idiot.
how to do is try to put people down, try to shame them, and you don't know me. You couldn't ever begin to know anything
Right.
about me. Nobody cares about leaving no motherfucking US. You need to, like, okay, that other twin's coming out. Nobody cares to even go over to the UK anyway, where y'all getting blown up and stabbed with machetes. Get the fuck out of here. Like, seriously. Nobody cares.
You know what? I need you. I'm going to go ahead and ignore you.
Yeah, she just is a
Now,
tension
the
whore, is
only
what she is.
way that you can get
Wow,
more
look at this
attention,
bitch. Poor
right?
black trash. Wow.
Now, the only way that you're going to be
Stay
able to
over
get
there.
my attention going forward, Sherelle, is a super chat. So we're going to ignore you. I'm going to give you an opportunity to use the X at the top of your screen or to swipe the YouTube app down so that it'll go away. Okay. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to exercise that big brain of yours since we're so beneath you and just leave.
Right.
Bye-bye. Okay, so back to the conversation of us not respectable women while we're talking about sexuality because women don't have sexuality.
Right. I know. We're just, we let that part of our lives just go dormant forever.
Yeah, Charles. See, he playing again, Tony. He playing again. Tell me if you think he playing or not.
You know what, Charles? I'ma flew her out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get her flued out, and then what you gonna do?
right. Test your gangster. Test your gangster all the way out.
Right. See? Yeah, don't be trying to get all be on the keyboard being brave.
Mhm. Don't make me and her fly out together. We'll meet your ass at the airport.
For real, tag team that ass.
Okay, meet you at the airport because I think you're
We need to
playing
go have to
anyway.
tap out with four of us coming.
No, he think he too good to tap out. He called himself ain't gonna be able to tap out. So you playing games anyway, Charles. So I'm gonna leave you where you at. I am a black man said, does size matter? I've always wanted to know. It mattered to a certain degree. I don't need you showing up with nothing that's 4 inches.
Okay,
But
for
I
I
don't.
am
But
black
now I
man.
don't want to be killed. So I
Uh,
don't need no 12 inches neither, because we don't. I don't need that in my life. You're not gonna kill me with no dick, but I don't need you to
how
be
can you be
killing
killed
me.
with the dick, Kendra? Like seriously, you
You
could
ain't gonna
never
kill
be
me
killed
with.
with.
You ain't gonna kill me with that big ass dick. You can't even get all of that up in me. Leave me
Well,
alone.
I beg to differ. For me, size matters. And I've been shamed on other panels because of this. And I think you've been around at some point, at one point or another, and guys have tried to shame me because I say size matters.
Mhm.
I don't want a thumb.
Why you mad? 4 inches is not average. The average is 6, not 4. Okay.
Right. Like, I
4 is,
mean, I
4
I
is
mean,
below average.
what's the point of me shaving my legs, getting a bikini wax, smelling good, putting on the cutest lingerie I can find, making sure that every point and everything I'm on point. What is the point of that? And I'm not going to get seriously dick down. Like, why would I do that? Like, come on, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's just not.
No, it's not.
I mean,
Yeah, I
like
think I
I don't,
was.
like I don't want it to like I don't want to. I don't know if you. I don't think we can be killed because I had like a whole baby come out. So
Well,
like
I don't mean actually kill, but you're not gonna be have me sitting somewhere trying to figure out what the hell happened. You pull that big ass thing out and just have me just sitting there like, how we gonna
yeah,
do this?
like I'm not gonna kid. Like there was one time I was scared. I was. I literally felt like I was just gonna back out of the situation and be like,
Yeah, that's the look. Like I done stepped in too far. I don't
right.
know how to get out of this because we've gone too far.
Let me tell you, I was afraid because I was even trying to ask my sister, like, because I'm always, I'm like, okay, so I don't want to be with a guy and he ends up we're not sexually compatible. So like, how do I find out what he's working with? My sister gonna tell me, she's like, girl, just walk in on him when he in the shower. And I'm like, hold up, I just met the dude, I ain't gonna be walking in and he's in somebody's shower. Like, how am I supposed to find this out? So I devised this plan in my own mind, and I'm like, oh, I think, okay, now I'm gonna do it. So one time he came over to my place, and I had wine and beer and all this stuff, and then I just kind of like sat on the side of him, but I put my legs on his lap, like to where he could rub my legs. So I just moved my legs up a little bit more, so I'm like, okay.
Right,
And
right. The test.
that was the one I was like, oh, I'm scared.
Like, because nigga, I was rubbing on your regular leg and this
Right.
third leg into
And
the
I was like,
situation.
hold,
Like,
hold tight. I might get killed. But I can't say that I didn't try it. I'm gonna try everything once.
we gonna see if I raise from the dead. If you
Oh my
kill me,
god.
will I come back alive? We gonna see if the zombie apocalypse real.
Well, my
These
thing is
dudes is
like
in here trying to
my
let us know something, Tony. Y'all better quit posting y'all dick size around here. Talking about some what about 8 inches? What about it?
You know what? My thing is like if y'all gonna post the sizes, like don't lie. Like I just don't lie. If it's for real 9 inches, dude, holla at me. No, I'm playing.
Right. Don't be coming through talking about
Like,
it's
don't be
12
lying on
inches and all
yourself.
that shit.
Yeah, that's what gets to me. Like, don't lie on it, But yeah, like sometimes to answer the question, for me it matters because I don't want to be sexually unfulfilled. I don't think that that's fair. You
And
know, I
I
have a
was
lot to
listening.
offer other than just sex, but
Yeah.
I want like all the areas in my life to be fulfilled. And that's one area where I do most of my bonding. That's how the real bond comes in, is when you can have good sex with someone.
Right. And I was in the chat the day that you mentioned that on the panel, and they were kind of like, "Oh, well, what do you mean?" And I'm like, "Why would I get into a whole like marriage or relationship with someone that I'm not sexually compatible with and
Right.
that doesn't do anything for me sexually?" Because a man would never get into a relationship with a woman that doesn't get him aroused. He would never even think of it because
Right.
that's the first thing that strikes him anyway, whether or not he's sexually attracted to her, which makes him talk to her, which makes him interact with her in the first place. The first thing he imagines is whether or not he would screw her. So if
Right.
his first reaction, then my reaction is going to be similar. And I think that sort of ties into the what I think is a myth, and I think it should be dispelled, that the more educated or the brothers that have it together are automatically bad in bed.
Right.
Brothers that are educated should rail against that fucking shit, because
Right.
that
Exactly.
unfair assessment that just because you happen to get some sort of education, or you happen to be able to make money, or you're a smart guy, that automatically you have no stroke game. That shit should make y'all mad. I'm not
Exactly.
gonna buy into that shit.
Nerds be coming with the backbreakers.
Yeah, nerds be coming through sometimes like, boy, you better push
With
them glasses up
with
and
the
do it.
big pockets and the big Lord have mercy. And you smart too, nerd? Oh, you can
Right,
get it. You can get it.
right.
Yeah. So don't underestimate the nerdy dudes at all.
Oh no, I actually like nerdy dudes. I like
Yeah.
dudes that are geeky. You know what I'm saying? As long as his masculinity is intact, I'm
Right.
fine. I'm fine
Right.
with
I mean, I get what you're saying, Stray Panther. He's saying don't talk, just prove. I get it. Truck drivers. What the hell does that have to do with it?
it. He said truck drivers got them backbreakers too.
See,
But you know what, Black
Charles,
Panther,
Charles, he owned it again. He said
he
he's a
on it
geek.
again playing games. Straight Panther, I learned that lesson too. I don't talk about Kitty. I don't talk about
Right.
the power of Kitty and what she can do and what she can't do.
That is
We
so
gonna walk that
true.
walk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk it like how I didn't talk it,
Right.
because Kitty
I'm the
speak for
same
herself.
way. I might
I
I,
ain't got
I
to
might
tell
look a
you.
certain way and it might give you a certain, you might think a certain something, but
Mhm.
I could show you better than I can tell you.
Definitely, I can definitely show you better. Cause I'm not gonna sit. Oh yeah, and it's this way and it feel like that, and I'm gonna have your toes
Yeah,
curled the way.
I ain't doing
I
all
ain't
that.
telling you all that shit. I am not telling you all of that shit.
Right.
You will get that mouthpiece when you get it. Because I got a mean mouthpiece. I'll tell y'all about it once you experiencing that shit.
I was like, wait, hold up. What kind of mouthpiece are you talking about?
No, I just got good talk game, but I
Yeah.
save it for when the
Yeah.
action is there.
Yeah, I am black
I
man.
am black
Those who
man.
talk about the biggest have the biggest disappointments.
Yes,
I know.
yes.
That is, and that's a huge turn off. Like, leave something to the imagination. Um, which, it works both ways. With us
Mhm.
women, leave something to the imagination, and with you all men, leave something to the imagination. I mean, I might try to sit on your lap and try to figure it out, but other than that, we don't have to talk about it. But you know, but yeah,
Yeah.
it needs to be some mystery and some intrigue, and
Mhm.
all of that tension just makes it better. Like just the
It
pushing
does.
and the pulling and the conversation and the talking, that's the best part.
Yeah, because all of that is foreplay to me. And that's the art that was lost because that's
Right.
also part of womanhood, that leaving something to the imagination. He has to be intrigued by something, you know. You can't let every sexual cat out the bag as soon as you start talking to the dude, because he's gonna be like, okay,
Right.
because now I think you're lying and all that shit, girl. Bye. So he not really into that shit anyway, and that's where these young bitches fail, because
Right.
they got all the naked pictures, all of the everything right there for the picking and the choosing, and he don't have nothing he got to think about. When I come around, it's something to think about. Something like,
Right.
I wonder if she really like this. Now she done let out a little hint that she do kind of be. Well, what is she really doing? What is she really about? I want to
Mm-hmm.
know. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, or whatever. So all of that, putting everything out on the block for every guy that you come across. No bueno.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And I mean, do guys really like that? No, they don't, because they automatically think, oh, she's loose and, she's giving it up to everybody. And it just should not come across like that when you're feminine. Yes, we can unleash the beast when we get to know you and we're in an established relationship, then yes, but not before. you know
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it bothers me because, like, I have to always pull on my clothes to make sure I'm covered up and everything, just because of how I'm shaped. So even that part, like, I have to watch what I'm wearing so that I won't give off a certain perception you know
Right.
and
Right.
I'm always worried about that, and I'm just like, wow, this. And it's winter time, and yeah, I'll wear turtlenecks and all of that, but still some parts of me just can't be concealed without just piling on a whole bunch of clothes, you know?
Yeah. And sometimes that just draws more attention to it. So it's just
Right.
like, let's leave it alone. This is how I'm shaped. This is what's happening. Yes, they are huge. We're moving on, you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and that's another thing that you bring up, the dress. I think a lot of young women don't understand the uniform.
Yeah.
You can't dress like a firefighter and then be mad that people think that you can put out fires. Stop
Exactly.
dressing like a firefighter. So, if you dress a certain way, that tells men how to approach you, because you're presenting a certain way. So if you present like an insta thought and a whore, they're gonna approach you that way. And you can't be like, you disrespecting me. Actually, I'm just going with what you told me non-verbally. Like,
Right.
you told me that you wanted me to talk to you this way, or
Right.
whatever. So, a little bit more modesty, a little bit. I mean, you don't have to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but just a little bit more modesty, a little bit of something, covered a little bit here and there. Men like to not know that, because they
Mm-hmm.
feel like they're getting something exclusive if not every man can readily access all of this from you just by
Right.
looking at you. He can access all of it. So,
Yeah. I think Charles said something to you.
less is more. So that's my partner who I'm currently working with right now. Oh, Mike is your partner. Oh, okay. How you doing, Mike?
Hi, Mike. Are you guys keeping each other safe?
You better have my boy back.
Right.
Right. Because we love Officer Faulkner around here. That's the homie right there.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Michael White. He's saying hello.
I'm fine. Oh boy. Okay. So I'm getting low key
Raining
sleepy.
went to sleep, and I know it's
Yeah.
late over there with you.
Yeah.
So,
So I'm getting low key sleepy. Okay.
yeah.
Y'all can catch this playback on my backup channel.
Yep.
I'm not gonna
Thanks
leave it
for
on the
having
main.
me on, Kendra.
No problem, Tony.
You
Girl, we're
you
gonna
are
have to
more
talk it up
than
on
just
this
my
more.
twin. You are my sister.
Mhm.
So I appreciate you having me on, and everything was fun. Bye, everybody in the chat room. Good night. Raining went to sleep.
Yeah, Rainy went to sleep, so I'm gonna have to boot her. But guys, catch it on my backup channel, the DJ Fish Grease. I'll probably put it somewhere for you guys. So y'all just look up, just type DJ Fish Grease, god damn it. Y'all can type that in, type everything else in. Type that in, you can get the replay of that on that channel.
Right.
This. All
Okay, good
right.
night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.